On day 1, I spawned into the dusty Badlands as an awesome fire elemental. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire! I may only be a baby fire elemental with 10 hearts, but this heat coming off of me tells me that those hearts burn with power and intensity. But I may have been burning just a little too bright, because suddenly a huge and well-armed troll appeared right in front of me.
Hey, what are you doing here? This is Murmec's territory. State your business here.
Sightseeing?
No offense, Fireboy, but you seem a little sus. I'm gonna need you to come with me so I can see what's going on here.
We could do it that way. Or you could taste my fire punch. I gave him a powerful fire-tinged punch, but it didn't do any good. He just shrugged it off and laughed.
You got gumption, kid. I respect that. It'll take you far. If you ever get out of jail, come with me, or I'll bop you so hard over the head, you'll wake up in the nether.
I couldn't say no to a threat like that. All I could do was quietly walk away with the troll, following his every order. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Hey, no cliches. We walk to my jail in silence.
Oh, sorry. On day 2, the troll took me to the prison. It was a large, menacing building, made mostly out of cut red rocks from the Badlands.
Here, get in the cell. You've got a cellmate, so at least you won't be lonely.
Don't I at least get a phone call?
Don't be smart with me, son.
He threw me into the jail cell and locked the door behind me. He was right. I wasn't alone. There was a big red fire dragon in there too. Oh, good fire dragon?
I can talk. That really won't be necessary.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know. The name's Zozo. They threw me in here just for walking around in the Badlands. It's totally unfair. What are you in for?
Nice to meet you, Zozo. I'm Leanne, and I'm also here because of false accusations. That meat-headed troll claimed I ate 20 villagers in the nearby village.
It's a horrible thing to accuse you of just because you're a dragon.
I know! It was actually only like 15 people. The situation was blown completely out of proportion.
Okay. I'm sure you had your reasons, Leanne. I wasn't in the business of judging people for their past mistakes. I was too focused on getting us both out of there. Can you shoot fireballs or something, Leanne? It might be useful to get us out of here.
I'm afraid that's not actually part of my skill set. I only have the ability to manifest cakes out of thin air.
She produced a delicious-looking cake, but it's not going to help us escape from here. Maybe there's something I can do with my fire powers. I fire-punched one of the wood walls, and it immediately went up in flames. Soon enough, Leanne and I were able to escape.
Thank you for freeing me, Zozo. As thanks for this, I won't eat you.
That means a lot. Good luck out there, Leanne. And the two of us parted ways as I ran off into the night. On day 3, I swooped through the Badlands, trying to get as far away from the troll and his jail as I could. Thank goodness I'm a fire elemental. If I wasn't, the sweltering heat of the Badlands would probably be killer. But the second I said that word, I could feel something rumbling under the ground. I stepped back as the blocks near my feet exploded and a large, dark figure rose out of it. Oh my goodness, who are you?
'Tis I, the great and powerful Dread Horse, terror of the overworld, also known as the Great Hay Devourer.
Oh wow, that sounds kinda dangerous. You wouldn't happen to be evil, would you?
Evil? No, I'm not evil at all, just powerful. And as a fire elemental, I suppose you often experience the same thing.
Come to think of it, you're right. People do treat me like I'm evil.
'Tis a common affliction. Come with me, young fire elemental. I will teach you to be strong.
That sounds good to me. The name's Zozo, by the way.
Yeehaw! Zozo, I think we can work well together.
From day 4 to day 5, I followed the Dread Horse into the Crimson Forest, a dark and fiery place full of lava that suited a fire elemental like me just fine. He led me a little further until we reached his lair.
It's a good lair, not an evil lair. You shouldn't jump to conclusions like that.
Of course, I wouldn't dream of it. He gave me a set of stone tools and a stone sword, telling me that before we could start working together, I needed to build myself a base.
I want you to help me in my crusade of power, Zozo. But first, you must learn to stand on your own 2 feet. Build that base, and then find your way back to me.
Sir, yes sir! I decided that elsewhere in the Crimson Forest would be the perfect place to build my base. I mined enough blackstone to start building a little one-room base for myself so I could finally take the weight off of my feet. I think I've really earned a rest. But not just yet, because the same troll who'd locked me away in jail had somehow found me.
Hey, I've got a name. It's Tony.
What? How did you hear my narration?
I'm extremely perceptive. Let's fight, you fiery little escaped criminal.
I fought with Tony the Troll, and he was certainly a formidable opponent. In the end, we reached a stalemate, and he retreated away from my base, dropping a shiny golden apple as he ran away. Ooh, that looks tasty. I took a bite out of the golden apple, and immediately I felt myself growing. I'd gotten bigger, stronger. I had 26 hearts now, and a new power, Fire Breath. Whoa, this is a perfect power for a fire elemental like me! From day 6 to day 8, I was wandering around my base when I saw Leanne the dragon passing through. Naturally, I decided to head over and see how she was doing. Hey Leanne, how are you doing?
I've been better, honestly. I lived in a gingerbread cottage not far from here, but it was eaten by pigeons while I was in jail.
Wait, you lived in a gingerbread cottage? Wow, every part of your life is strange.
I can't even deny that. Seems we just can't get a break around here, can we? Guess we've just gotta make our own luck.
That reminds me, there's someone else I need to talk to. I returned to the Dread Horse's base, excited to take on my first mission with him.
I admire your enthusiasm, Zozo. That's why I'm going to give you a very special mission. There is a Cyclops in the Ebony Woods. He is a formidable warrior. So this fight will truly challenge you.
It certainly sounds challenging, but I'm ready to give it a try. From day 9 to day 10, I ventured deep into the Ebony Woods until I happened upon the big, scary Cyclops that the Dread Horse had warned me about.
A fire elemental. A nasty little creature if there ever was one. Of course you'd come out here to bother me.
Why does everyone always assume that I'm nasty? I'm gonna destroy you for that.
Ho ho ho, I'd like to see you try.
I flew into an attack, striking at the Cyclops with my sword and unleashing peals of fire breath. Even then, it was a tough battle, and it took me a while to finally defeat him. Once the Cyclops was done, I was alive, but badly injured. Lucky for me, a certain dragon was making her way through the forest.
Wow, Zozo, you're looking really messed up. Here, take this healing potion. I got it from, a friend who I didn't eat, honest.
Leanne gave me a health potion, which I immediately drank, refilling my hearts. That was refreshing. Thanks, Leanne. It was definitely helpful. I defeated a legendary Cyclops who'd been terrorizing this area for years.
Legendary, huh? I'd never heard of him. Still, good for you, I guess.
From day 11 to day 12, I returned to the Dread Horse's lair in the Crimson Forest, excited to tell him how well the battle with the Cyclops had gone. I burned him up real good. I can feel myself getting stronger already.
Good. This is pleasing to hear, young Zozo. But one cannot rest on their laurels. If they wish to reach their full potential for your next mission, you must find and destroy the monstrous Fae deep in the Ebony Woods. They're far more dangerous than a mere Cyclops.
Won't let you down, Dread Horse. But if I'm going to take on some stronger enemies, I need to get myself some stronger gear. That's why I went to the overworld, deep underground into an isolated mining cavern. My own fire lit the way for me, and when I reached a healthy vein of iron ore, I started mining it up immediately. When my inventory was fully stocked, I found a crafting table and some furnaces down there in the murk, and used it to forge an iron sword, an iron pickaxe, and even some pieces of iron armor. Now nobody is gonna mess with me.
I wouldn't be so sure, bucko.
I turned and saw Tony the Troll standing close behind me.
I'm taking you in, you nasty little fire beast.
No way, Tony. I'm a free agent. With my new weapons and armor, it was easy enough to fight off the dastardly troll, who soon ran out of the cave with his tail between his legs.
This isn't the end, Zozo. This isn't the end.
From day 13 to day 15, I followed the instructions of the Dread Horse and traveled deep into the Ebony Woods, searching for the diabolical Fae that was lurking there. I didn't find any diabolical Fae. Instead, I found a small community of adorable pink pixies. They were frolicking around a cozy campfire, surrounded by flowers. I don't think I'd ever seen something that looked so peaceful and sweet. I approached to investigate further. One of the pink pixies turned to speak to me.
Hello, yonder stranger. Are you here to partake in the merriment?
No, I'm afraid I'm here on an important mission. I'm looking for some evil fae around here that I'm supposed to fight.
Well, I'm afraid the only fae around here are us. And I don't think we're evil. We just want to frolic and have fun. And anyone out there is free to come and join us.
Wow, you actually sound like really nice folks. I have no idea why the Dread Horse would want me to hurt someone like you.
The Dread Horse? He sounds like a sinister character.
You have a point there. I'm starting to wonder why I hadn't realized this before. With all these new thoughts buzzing around my head like a swarm of angry bees, I turned and started heading back to the Dread Horse's base. He's got some major explaining to do. From day 16 to day 19, I returned to the Dread Horse's lair in the Crimson Forest. But his lair was empty. It was all just lava and molten rock. Something was wrong. And I mean even more wrong than usual. I'm getting some major bad vibes right now. Something is like really wrong here. I thought that maybe it was time for me to stop working with the Dread Horse. The whole thing was feeling pretty, well, dreadful. That's why I returned to my base. But on the way, I ran into Leanne again. Hey Leanne, how's it going?
It's alright. I was just coming back from dinner. Incidentally, there's an empty house a couple miles from here if you want some free stuff.
That's nice of you to offer. It's been a weird day. I'm seriously considering not working with the Dread Horse anymore.
Dread Horse? I heard that guy is incredibly evil. He loves going around and destroying people, just for fun. And not even because he's hungry, like a normal person.
Uh-oh, I need to go back to the Ebony Woods. I have a feeling those innocent pink pixies are in danger.
Oh no, I'll come help later. For now, I'm gonna go sleep off my meal. Good luck, Zozo.
I left the Crimson Forest and went running back to the Ebony Woods as quickly as I could. But as quickly as I could wasn't quick enough. The Dread Horse was standing there alone. All the pixies were gone. He must have destroyed them. And to think I'd helped him. How could you? You were meant to defend good in the world, not destroy it.
Oh, Zozo, so naive. You could have been strong. You could have been a contender. But you've disappointed me. You're not a true fire elemental. You're little more than a sad little match flame.
Well, this sad little match flame is going to shut you down. This isn't going to go on any longer.
Again with the naivete. If you want to fight me, then trust me. This will be the last time I ever show you mercy.
He charged at me, kicked me with his hooves, and everything went black. From day 20 to day 22, I woke up with my head feeling like it was spinning. I was lucky to be alive after the kick that the Dread Horse had hit me with. I can't believe I ever trusted that jerk. In hindsight, he was so obviously evil and untrustworthy. Before I could wallow in my misery too much, I looked up and saw Leanne above me.
Zozo, you're alive. You're actually alive. I'm legitimately impressed. I thought the Dread Horse would have completely annihilated you.
Thanks for your vote of confidence, Leanne.
Still, let's focus on the positives here. He may have duped you and used you as part of his plan to destroy all his enemies, but we can still turn this thing around. I'll make you more cake. Cake solves everything.
You know what? You've got a point. We need to plan a counteroffensive. Come back to my base with me. We can work together there. Leanne and I returned back to my base, where I worked on building her a room of her own, where she could hang out and work on her baking spells. She made another delicious chocolate cake for me to enjoy while I contemplated my next steps. The Dread Horse won't know what hit him. From day 23 to day 26, I traveled back to the Badlands. It'll be nice to see this place outside of a prison cell. Phew, it's just as hot as I remember. Good thing I'm used to fiery temperatures. As I was exploring, hoping to find Tony the Troll so I could explain I was a good guy now, I heard a ghostly wail. Uh-oh, is this place haunted? Wait, that doesn't sound scary. It sounds like someone who's scared. I think that ghost is in trouble. I followed the commotion to a spot near some trees, where I saw a ghost under attack by a huge hulking dread beast.
I'm in trouble! Please, stranger, help me!
Stranger? What stranger? Oh, that's me! I'll be right there! I blasted the dread beast with my fire breath attack, but it barely even phased him. Yikes, this guy's pretty tough. You get out of here, Mr. Ghost. I'll handle things here.
Thank you!
With the ghost out of harm's way, I continued my fight with renewed determination. Let's try this again. When it comes to fire breath, I guess the second time's the charm, because I was finally able to take the dread beast down. As I finished the fight, I felt myself growing stronger. My victory lit a fire in me, literally. I was so excited that I shot a fireball into the air. I guess I've got a new fire elemental ability. Sweet! From day 27 to day 31, I continued exploring the Badlands. Honestly, this place isn't so bad at all. I kind of like it, now that I'm not locked up here. I spotted a herd of sheep wandering around, looking really lost. I guess it's also the Badlands. Oh, I'm sorry, sheep. You guys can come live at my base if you need a place to go. I showed them the way back to my base, and they looked pretty happy to be there. I guess since you're moving in, you'll need somewhere to live too. I'll get to work. I spent the rest of my warped fences building a pen for the sheep. Here you go. I hope you guys like it. After I was finished, Leanne came over to me.
Zozo, I've been working on something. A surprise for you. Come take a look.
I followed her to a great big storage room. Wow, look at this. Thanks so much. Meanwhile, at the Dreadhorse's definitely evil lair, he was having a very evil business meeting.
So, you agree to my terms? You will help me destroy Zozo, remove the threat, and continue my quest to destroy all of my enemies?
As a Dreadghoul, I love to cause dread. I'd do it for free. With all the money you are offering me, you've more than bought my loyalty, boss.
From day 32 to day 35, I ventured back out into the Badlands to continue my search for Tony the Troll. Honestly, I think we should change the name of this place to the Goodlands. I really like it here.
Nice of you to say so. Back to finish the rest of your prison sentence?
No, the only sentence I want to finish is this one. I'm sorry.
I don't know what kind of game you're playing, Sparky, but I'm not letting you get away this time.
He rushed at me, ready to attack, but I dodged as fast as I could. Wait, really? I don't want to fight you. I had things wrong before, but I want to help you defeat the Dreadhorse. He's a really bad guy.
Are you serious? If you're lying, legally you have to tell me.
I'm really serious. I mean it.
Okay. Well, then there's someone you want to meet. You're a little underdressed for an appointment with royalty, but we don't have time for a makeover.
Hey, I think I look pretty nice. Wait, did you say royalty? Tony the Troll escorted me back to the Red Rock prison, but this time he didn't lock me up. He led me to a beautiful room where the Mermex Queen was waiting.
Why, hello! What a nice surprise. Tony the Troll, one of my loyal subjects, told me about you. So I suppose you're here to join our war effort against the Dreadhorse. Well, we need all the help we can get. Do you truly understand what you're up against, Zozo?
I mean, I know he's pretty tough and a huge lying jerk.
Very true, but he also has some pretty terrible plans for all of us. We must find a way to stop him. He intends to rid the overworld of anyone with a chance of defeating him in battle. He is obsessed with victory and power, you see. So if you can become a mighty warrior before he stops you, you may just be able to prevent untold tragedy.
Oh, so no pressure.
Pressure makes diamonds of coal, dear Zozo. I wish you luck, for all of our sakes.
From day 36 to day 39, the Mermex Queen's words got me thinking. Diamonds, huh? I should get down into the mines and see if I can find any. I followed the light of my own fire down into the darkness of the isolated mining cave and started my search. First, I found a rich vein of iron ore, enough to complete the rest of my set of iron armor. I was about to call that a good day's work when I stumbled upon some diamonds on the way out. Hey, look at that! Everything's coming up Zozo! I left the mine and skipped all the way back to my base. When I got there, Leanne was waiting for me. She seemed unusually happy. Hey, you're not gonna eat me, are you?
Of course not. If I was gonna eat you, I'd bake you into a pie first. But enough about that. Look what I found.
She gave me some Molotov cocktails.
You should take them. If that Dreadhorse tries to hurt you again, you can make them all explodey.
Geez, thanks. You're a really great friend. Later that day, I got a strange visitor.
Excuse me. Are you Zozo?
I turned and saw a Mermex Sentinel approaching my base. I sure am. What's up?
The Queen requests your presence. Immediately.
From day 40 to day 43, I followed the Mermex Sentinel to the court of the Mermex Queen. Hi, Queenie. Greetings, Your Majesty. You wanted to see me?
Yes, Zozo. I fear danger looms over us all. My scouts tell me that the Dreadhorse has hired a new right-hand man, a terrifying beast to do his bidding. I do not know where he will strike first, but we must all be on high alert for any signs of trouble.
As soon as she said that, an enormous Dreadghoul smashed through the wall.
You mean this kind of trouble? Nice place. It would be a shame if someone smashed it to pieces.
I ran out of range of the chaos, over to the Mermex Queen. Uh-oh, this guy's huge. I don't think I can beat him. him.
Do not worry, Zozo. My royal guards will handle this. Just get yourself somewhere safe.
Well, who am I to defy the orders of the queen? As the dread ghoul continued causing havoc, I ran out of there at the speed of fire, which is like the speed of light, only a fire elemental is doing it. From day 44 to day 49, I arrived back at my base. That was pretty scary. I sure hope the queen is okay.
I'm quite all right. Thank you.
How'd you get here so fast?
I'm a queen, Zozo. I'm very good at many different things. One of those is being fast.
Not that I mind you visiting me, but what are you doing here?
I came to tell you about a valuable item that I believe may sway the outcome of this battle in our favor. There exists a weapon called the legendary Mace of Honor that grants its wielder immense power and bravery. I believe if you were to get your hands on it, you could defeat the Dread Horse and stop him from eliminating all of the best warriors in the overworld.
Wow, that sounds pretty special. Are you sure I'm the guy for the job?
I am. I believe you too, Zozo, are very special. That's why I'm giving you this regular Mace of Honor. That way you can get used to swinging it until you get to the legendary one.
Oh, thanks.
Journey to the Ebony Woods, and you should find clues there that will lead you to the legendary Mace's location. It is hidden, you see.
Of course, the best stuff's always hidden on a wild quest. Okay, I won't let you down. From day 50 to day 53, I returned to the Ebony Woods. I wish I knew what I was looking for. Maybe I should just start shaking trees and hope a clue falls out? No, that doesn't make any sense. Hello? Is there anyone out here who knows about the legendary Mace of Honor?
Legendary Mace of Honor, you see?
A mermec soldier emerged from behind a tree, nearly making me scream in surprise. But I didn't scream. I just jumped a little.
I haven't heard that name in years. Who'd you say you were again?
I didn't. I just got here. But I'm Zozo.
Huh, yeah, Zozo. I've heard tell of you. So you seek the legendary Mace of Honor in your quest to defeat the Dread Horse, yes?
Yes. Do you know where it is?
Sadly, no. The location has long been lost. But I do know that it is the right weapon to seek. You see, long ago the Dread Horse battled another knight who wielded the mace. He was unable to defeat the man, no matter how he tried or how many tricks he pulled during their fight. So, he ambushed the warrior while he was sleeping, and the poor fool forgot to sleep with his mace. So, he perished. I hope you won't make the same mistake.
So I should make sure that I finish the fight then and there.
And always sleep with a weapon. Always.
I don't know about that, but thank you. I guess I'll go home and figure out what to do next. From day 54 to day 57, I passed through the Badlands on my way home. Uh-oh, I hope that dread ghoul isn't still out here.
Well, prepare to be just like my dad. Disappointed. I'm still here and ready to crush you.
Yikes, what do I do? Fireball attack! I shot a fireball at him, but it barely even left a mark. I tried the Molotov, and it set him on fire.
Thanks. I was getting kind of chilly.
Uh-oh, that was my best move. I'd better get out of here.
That's right. You'd better run. Next time, I'll destroy you.
I didn't want to, but I had to flee. Meanwhile, the Dread Horse was up to no good.
Zozo thinks he can find the legendary Mace of Honor? Huh! By the time he locates that lost relic, it will be much too late. The Dread Ghoul is making excellent progress. It won't be long now until all the competition is wiped out, and I am the most powerful warrior in the overworld.
From day 58 to day 62, I made it back to my base uncrushed. That was a close one.
Welcome back, Zozo. Can I show you what I've been working on?
Sure.
Yay! Follow me. Look, I built a furnace. That's something helpful, right?
Definitely.
Also, I started something else, but I'll need your help finishing it. See, it's gonna be a defensive bunker, somewhere where we can hide out and be safe if the Dread Horse or any of his helpers come by looking for trouble. Could you gather some Crimson Hyphae for me so I can finish it up?
Sure, great idea. I went out into the forest and gathered a whole bunch of Crimson Hyphae, then took it back to the base. There should be plenty to finish the bunker. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to the mines. Down in the mining cavern, I continued my search for diamonds, and wouldn't you know, I found some. I've heard that diamonds are a hero's best friend. Let's see if that's really true. I took the diamonds back home and crafted a diamond sword, a diamond pickaxe, and a shiny new diamond helmet. From day 63 to day 66, I heard footsteps approaching outside the storage room. Hello? Oh, Your Majesty!
Hello, Zozo! I have wonderful news! I have discovered the location of the legendary Mace of Honor. Will you journey there with me and see its power?
Totally! Where are we going?
to the Warped Forest. Come with me. Time is of the essence.
I wasn't sure what that meant, but it sounded serious, so I followed the Mermex Queen to the Warped Forest. So, where is it?
It should be just beyond this gate. Oh no, it appears to be locked.
I don't suppose you've got a key?
I do not. We will have to make another plan.
From day 67 to day 70, I returned to my base, feeling frustrated. Why is it so hard to get my hands on that legendary weapon? It doesn't seem fair. A knock at my door interrupted my complaining.
Zozo, I know you are frustrated, but will you heed the hero's call once more and assist me?
Okay, what's going on?
There is a siren sowing discord in my court. Please help me remove her before she causes any damage.
I followed the queen back to her court in the Badlands, and sure enough, there was a siren there, trying to destroy the place. Hey, any chance you'd be okay with just leaving?
No, never! I can't. This is the only way I can make my dreams come true.
That doesn't make any sense! Before I could ask her what she meant, the siren attacked me. I dodged, returned a few hits, and shot a fireball at her, knocking her back. While she was knocked off her fin, I decided to ask, "What are you talking about?"
The Dread Horse promised to make my dreams of becoming a professional singer come true if I came here and caused a huge distraction.
He's a liar. He's never going to help you with your career. I'm sorry, but you know who could give you a gig? The Mermex Queen, if you stop messing up her court.
Oh, that would be amazing. I just hope I didn't make too much of a mess of things, and I hope that Zozo guy's house is okay.
That Zozo guy is me. What do you mean?
I was supposed to get you here so the Dread Horse could do something to your base. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, I've got to get home, fast! From day 71 to day 74, I sprinted back home to my base as fast as I could. When I got there, I saw that Dread Ghoul attacking, knocking down one of the walls and smashing everything in sight. Get out of here!
You ran away from me last time, so I decided to come to you and crash your party.
I'm not even having a party!
Well, I'm having fun anyway.
I blasted him with a fireball, but again, it didn't make a difference. He shrugged it off, then picked up my stashed Molotov cocktails and ran away with them.
Thanks for the present, loser.
No, stop! Come back here! But it was too late. He was gone, and once again, I couldn't defeat him. I went to my room to think and feel sad without anyone looking at me. Maybe he's right. Maybe I am a loser. Leanne opened my door with a bang.
You're not a loser, Zozo. You're my friend, and you're doing a great job. Really. So you had some setbacks. Everybody does. Look, I fixed the damage to the base, and soon we'll have that bunker. It's gonna be okay. I promise.
Back at his base, the Dread Horse was cackling wickedly.
Zozo's home will be in ruins by now, and the Dread Ghoul has been taking out threat after threat. With Zozo out of the way and such power on my side, I'll never lose a battle again. I will be the ultimate knight.
From day 75 to day 78, the Mermex Queen came back to see me at my base. Hey, you're back. You come to see me so much, maybe you should just move in.
That's a very kind offer, Zozo, but I have a palace. Anyway, I'm here to give you some new information. The Dread Ghoul took the item he stole from you and hid it in his home outside of the Dread Horse's lair. You can find him there and reclaim what he took from you. The Dread Horse is not home at the moment, so you will be able to face his henchmen one-on-one. Oh, and I brought you this.
She handed me a weeping vine bow. This is amazing, thank you. But every time I fought this guy, I've lost. Like, really, really lost. How do I know I won't lose again?
You don't know anything for certain, but you must try. And remember this when you do. You are a creature of flame, bright, enduring, powerful. Fire needs one thing to burn: oxygen. So when you find yourself about to lose your light, remember to take a deep breath. Good luck, Zozo.
From day 79 to day 84, I took my new Weeping Vine bow and marched my way down to the Dread Horse's lair, ready to confront the Dread Ghoul and get my stuff back. I found him standing outside of the lair, waiting for me.
Here to shoot me with another pathetic fireball?
No, here to beat you with this. I fired my Weeping Vine bow at him and it hit with good. Gotcha!
It's just a scratch. I'll do much worse to you.
He lunged at me and attacked, knocking me down. I scrambled back to my feet and fired my bow again. But he was right. It wasn't doing enough real damage. Oh no, what do I do? Wait, the queen said to breathe. I need to breathe. I took a deep breath and thought about how much she believed in me, how much all my friends believed in me, and I felt strength surging through my veins. My fire burned brighter than ever, and suddenly I began to transform. I grew bigger and stronger, standing at the same height as the Dread Ghoul. My hearts increased, and I felt a new power coursing through me. Laser attack! I blasted the Dread Ghoul with a laser and finally defeated him! When he collapsed, he dropped my Molotov cocktails, and he also dropped a key. I wonder if this is the key to that gate. From day 85 to day 89, I returned home, feeling victorious. Leanne greeted me as I arrived.
Zozo, the bunker's almost done, but I wanted you to be the one to add the final piece. Would you do the honors?
It would be my honor. Wait, you said honor already. I'd love to. With that, the bunker was finally finished. Now I'm off to see if this key does what I think it does. I traveled back to the warped forest and used the key to open the lock on the gate. I'm in. I did it. I could see the legendary mace, but it was guarded by a nasty-looking Dreadlich. Well, I guess I'll fight this guy. I've come this far. I'm not going back now. With one shot from my Weeping Vine bow and one laser attack, the Dreadlich was history, and I finally had the legendary mace. From day 90 to day 94, I was just starting my journey home when I saw the Dread Horse blocking my path.
Impressive work, Zozo. I underestimated you. Would you like to work with me again? We made such a good team before.
No, we made such an evil team before. I'll never work for you again. I know better now.
Well, have it your way.
Suddenly, he punched me so hard, the mace slipped out of my hands.
I'll be taking this legendary mace. Thank you for fetching it for me.
All of this left me so stunned, I couldn't even move. From day 95 to day 97, I was still stunned. And then I remembered what usually gets me back on my feet: chocolate cake. I ate the entire thing and finally recovered. I had enough energy to pick myself back up and left the area. I rushed over to the Myrmex's Queen's court to warn her about what happened. When I got there though, it was in shambles. The Dread Horse had already been there, and the Myrmex Queen was badly hurt. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Your Majesty.
He has taken the legendary mace, but he cannot wield it. It does not have honor, and its power will not allow him to command it. You must get it back and use it to defeat him. Do not weep for me, Zozo. Avenge me!
I will, I promise! On day 98, I returned home and saw that it was in shambles too. No, he beat me here and he destroyed everything.
Not everything. I hid in the bunker while he was here, and I'm still in one piece. When this is all over, I'll bake a huge cake to celebrate. I promise.
What if there's nothing to celebrate?
There will be. You just have to keep fighting. You should go to the Dread Horse's lair and confront him there. See how he likes having someone mess with his home.
You're right. Let's take the fight to him. On day 99, I traveled to the Dread Horse's lair. Whatever I do, I'm going to get that legendary mace back. I ran inside, where I found the Dread Horse waiting for me.
I see you've made it here. Impressive, but not impressive enough. I've had enough of your antics. Time to perish.
He charged at me with the mace, but it didn't hurt me.
What? Why won't this blasted thing work?
While he was distracted, I hit him with a fireball. He was so surprised, he dropped the legendary mace. I ran and grabbed it, but I couldn't get out of the way before he attacked me, dealing a lot of damage. Oh no, I have to get the legendary mace out of here. Before he could attack me again, I fled back to my base.
Hey, did you win?
Not yet. I need to figure out how to use this legendary mace.
Just hold it and think of what you're fighting for.
So I did. I held it tight and thought about justice, about making up for the hurt I caused, about avenging the fallen queen. And the legendary mace got hot in my hand, which is saying something as a fire elemental. Suddenly, my injuries were totally healed, and the damage to the base was magically healed. I feel strong. I feel amazing. I feel like I can win! On day 100, I charged back into the Dread Horse's lair. Yo, Dread Horse, this ends here and now.
What an arrogant fool! The legendary mace is a myth, don't you see? It holds no special power!
Maybe not for you, but that's because you feel no honor. You only beat people by sneak attacking them, or having other people do your dirty work. No more! He tried to attack me, but I countered him, and I attacked with the legendary mace. It knocked him back, and I dodged his next attack, then hit him again, and again, until finally, the Dread Horse went down for good! I did it! I won! I'm so happy! Now I need to get home and see if Leanne will make that cake. On day 1, I spawned into the glowing ancient forest as Fire Mario! Wahoo! I must have eaten the fire flower to get all this fire power! Also explains why I have really bad heartburn. I've only got 10 hearts, and they're all burning! But I was distracted from my heartburn by a loud buzzing noise. I looked up and saw a giant mosquito hovering above me.
Hey, you got 10 hearts, do ya? Bet there's a lot of blood in those hearts. And sucking blood just happens to be my specialty. The name's Mozzie. Mozzie Mosborn. Pleased to drink ya.
That pun doesn't even work. Drink doesn't rhyme with meat. Eat does.
Oh, I'll be doing the eating around here. One way or another, I'm getting your blood, plumber boy.
I didn't like the sound of that. Mosquitoes suck at the best of times. I turned and ran as quick as my little Mario legs would carry me, until I couldn't even see Mozzie or hear his annoying buzzing. Phew, looks like I'm safe here.
Not so fast.
It was a creeper spiderling, and he looked really mean. I just can't catch a break today. Mamma mia! I wasn't strong enough to use my fire powers yet, so once again, I just booked it in the other direction. Wow, this world has a bug problem. Might be time for this plumber to play pest controller. On day 2, I emerged from my hiding place in the glowing ancient forest. Wow, the plants look really weird and wild around here. I hope at least some of them are edible, or I'm gonna be in real trouble. I searched around, avoiding anything that looked poisonous, until I was lucky enough to find some delicious apples. Molto bene! It's like Ma always said, eat apples. I started breaking down the tree with my powerful Italian fist until I had a bunch of apples to enjoy and enough wood to build myself a wooden pickaxe. Wow, I'm wasted in plumbing. I should have been a carpenter. I mined up enough stone to make a stone sword and pickaxe. Then it was time to build myself a little Mario base. Soon enough, after a few hours of construction, I had a humble shack to call my own. It wasn't much, but it was mine. But some people don't respect personal property. People like the creeper spiderlings, one of whom was coming right towards my base.
Well, if it isn't the boss's favorite refreshment, he wanted me to either web you up or blow you up. And as a creeper spiderling, that's me specialties.
Wow, you're two things that never should have been combined. Plumbing is my specialty, but I double majored in kicking butt. With my stone sword, I took on that gnarly monster and defeated him before he had a chance to detonate my livelihood. That's why you don't mess with me, Mario. Woohoo! On day 3, I was wandering through the fungal patch looking for some delicious mushrooms to add to a mushroom stew I was making back at my base. But there wasn't much room in the fungal patch, cause so much of it was being taken up by a big axolotl. Mind if I pick some mushrooms here, Mr. Big Axolotl?
Yeah, I have a name, and it's Krungus. Also, no, you can't pick mushrooms.
Fair enough, I'll respect your boundaries. Can you recommend anywhere else that I can search for mushrooms?
That's it, Buster. Nobody asks Krungus where to find mushrooms in this overworld. I'm gonna destroy you, just for asking.
The battle commenced! I had a sword now, but Krungus the big axolotl was still too big and too strong. There was no way I'd survive with Krungus among us. I just needed to make like an apple and leave. But the day wasn't a total wash. On the way out of the fungal patch, I ran into a friendly spider llama named Sal.
Hey, Zozo, how's it going, man? You're looking fire.
Oh my goodness, Sal! I haven't seen you since college. We've got a lot of catching up to do. Wanna come hang out at my base? I was thinking of doing some home reno, and I know you're a chartered architect.
Actually, I've taken a different career path. I switched my major to Spider Llama, but I'll still happily come with you, buddy boy.
Oh yeah! From day 4 to day 5, I constructed a perfect Spider Llama den, just like one I'd see on the Discovery Channel once.
Wow, Zozo, this is amazing. You're a real king. If I've ever been in a Spider Llama den, it's here and now in this Spider Llama den.
Thank you, Sal. You always know just what to say.
I'm gonna get some shut-eye. We'll hang like Donkey Kong in the morning. Blada bing, baby!
Sal the Spider Llama went to bed after that, and just while I was staring at the sky and thinking about life, I heard the telltale legs of another creeper spiderling.
Hey, room for one more spider hybrid? I promise I won't take you to Mozzie. I'm chill, I swear.
Are you lying? Cause if you are, you legally need to tell me if I ask.
Dang it! I was hoping you wouldn't ask. The truth is, I'm here to capture you or blow you up. One of the two.
I'm from Brooklyn, buddy. I'm immune to explosion damage. Let's tango. And we did tango. But the kind of tango you do with swords. And I led, which means I defeated him with my sword. Wow, what a victory! And it looks like he dropped something. It was an awesome Kyther blade. This is probably pretty powerful. I'll save this for a special occasion, rather than wasting it on these Goji Maka snackaroons. From day 6 to day 8, I was in the farther reaches of the glowing ancient forest, gathering materials. While I was out there, I happened upon a few sheep and was instantly charmed by their calm energy and witty remarks. You guys are all right. How about you come back to my base? I'll build you a paddock and everything. They followed me back to my base, where I built a fence around them. They had plenty of room to play, exercise, and contemplate life's biggest questions. But the biggest question I could think of as I returned to the forest was, when did Mozzie sneak up behind me? And why did he have such a sick battle axe?
Hey, Zozo! I got a riddle for you. What's worse than a mosquito without a battle axe?
I don't know, Mozzie, what?
Darn it! I was hoping you'd tell me. Anyway, my dad gave me this sick battle axe. I'm gonna chase you with it now.
I appreciate your honesty, Mozzie, but how about you don't do that, though?
You should know better than to try reasoning with me, Zozo. I'm unreasonable and proud of it.
I ran away as he buzzed after me, hacking like a madman who drank too much full-sugar soda. There was no way I could face him at my current power level. I just needed to get out of there. Lucky for me, everyone knows a Mario is faster than a bug, so I was able to escape. But I don't ever want to cut it that close again. Who knows what his dad will give him next time? From day 9 to day 10, I returned back to my base, feeling terrified, but relieved I still had all my blood in my body. I always thought a mosquito would just be annoying, but Mozzie is straight up terrifying. Lucky for me, I had my good pal Sal waiting for me at my base in the glowing ancient forest. He immediately ran over with some exciting news to give me.
Hey, Zozo, don't be a bozo. You'll be happy to know. I've got cool stuff to show.
Why are you talking like that?
Yeah, I just thought it was funny. Come check out the statue I've been building for you.
Oh, a statue? Why didn't you say so earlier? I ran over to see the statue that Sal had started. It looked awesome. I couldn't quite tell what it was going to be yet, but it already looked incredible. Do you know what it is yet? If you can guess, give me a hint down in the comments. But it wasn't just a statue that Sal had built. He'd also made a few other awesome base upgrades, including a pizza joint called Sal's Pizza, a storage room for all our gear, and a furnace for cooking pizzas and smelting metal. This base is just chef's kiss. From day 11 to day 12, exhausted from all the work we'd done in the days before, I decided to sit around and relax with my favorite paisan, Sal the Spider Llama. Feels good to finally relax after these last few weeks. I'd be lying if I said this whole thing wasn't stressful.
You're telling me? I've had that mosquito and his minions all over me for months now. If I didn't have 8 legs, I don't think I would have escaped.
So Mozzie's been a problem for a while, huh? How exactly did this whole situation start? Giant mosquitoes don't just pop out of thin air, right?
Believe it or not, it was all down to bad plumbing.
What? Really?
Yeah, Perino. Bad pipes all over the overworld started bursting. And when they did, it made these big old pools of stagnant water. And you know what lives in pools of stagnant water? Mosquito larvae. And with giant pools, you get giant mosquitoes. Didn't take long for Mozzie to rule most of the mutant bugs in the overworld.
Wow, so a lack of a good plumber caused this whole problem. Then I guess we need a plumber like me to come and solve it.
Yeah, that's the attitude, Zozo.
From day 13 to day 15, I decided to return to the fungal patch, knowing I needed to take on the big axolotl before I had any hope of defeating Mozzie. There are burst pipes everywhere under the overworld. It must be causing a lot of underground moisture. Now I know where all this fungus is coming from. But my day soon went from fungus to Krungus, as I ran into Krungus, the big axolotl.
If it isn't that sad little plumber, come to pay your respects to the largest amphibian in the fungal patch? Or do you want to get beat down again?
Nobody's gonna beat me down, you big slimy bully. I'm a plumber. I'm here to help people. Sure, sometimes I show up late. Sure, sometimes I overcharge people. Okay, maybe I drink all the coffee and eat a bunch of cookies from the people I'm working for. But compared to you, I'm still the good guy. And with that rousing, inspirational speech, the battle was on. With my new confidence and new strength, I was able to turn the tables and defeat Krungus, the big axolotl. When I did, I gained enough XP to level up. I got bigger, stronger, went up to 30 hearts, became fierier, more Italian, and gained a new power, Fire Breath. Oh yeah, nobody's gonna stop me now. From day 16 to day 19, I decided that I needed some weapons. That's why I ventured down into the depths of a nearby mining cavern. Stone is fine, but metal is really where it's at. That's what I need to swat that nasty mosquito. Using my fire abilities to light the way, I soon found a healthy vein of iron ore hidden in the dark. This is exactly what I need. Let's go! Using my pickaxe, I dug up enough iron to make myself a new set of tools, then started making my way out of the cave. But on the way out, I ran into an angry fire guardian who didn't like people trespassing on his subterranean domain. I guess firepower solidarity isn't a thing around here. I couldn't use my fire breath against him, so instead, I pulled out my sword and battled as hard as I could until I was the only remaining fire being in the cavern. Let's get out of here before any other scary mobs show up. I went back to my base and used the furnace that Sal built to smelt the ore into some ingots. And with those ingots, I built myself a new iron sword and an iron pickaxe. Yeah, this is more like it. From day 20 to day 22, I was rudely woken up in the middle of the night by Sal the Spider Llama.
Hey, Zozo, you gotta wake up, man. Some bad stuff is going down out here.
Oh no, is the plumbing on the fritz again?
No plumbing, man, but we are in some deep doo-doo right now. Mozzie the giant mosquito is right outside, and let me tell you, buddy, he looks thirsty.
Oh geez, I better go and take care of this. I got out of bed and ran out of the front of my base. Sure enough, there was Mozzie the giant mosquito floating in front of my base.
Hey, Zozo, it's me! I'm gonna suck your blood now. I bet with you being a Fire Mario and all, it's gonna be real spicy, like a cinnamon latte.
Not on your life, Mozzie. I'm not gonna let you drain me like a Capri Sun. You and your beastly bugs are never gonna take over the world.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, buddy boy. You ain't got no idea what I got planned. Bad stuff's gonna happen. And I know I'm being vague about it, but it's true. Anyway, let's fight!
I pulled out my iron sword and ran into battle. With my cold iron and my hot fire breath, I was able to hold my own this time, fighting off the diabolical parasite until he couldn't fight anymore.
Whoa! You really are a spicy meatball, Zozo. We'll pick this up another day, okay? I'ma go drain someone else.
And with that, he buzzed off. I was amazed to see how well I'd done in the fight. Maybe there was hope for me after all. From day 23 to day 26, I was wandering around the glowing ancient forest, as I usually do. It feels good to stretch my legs, especially after Sal broke the treadmill back at the base. While walking, I happened upon something amazing, a spiked shell armored piece. Normally, because I was Mario, I'd be concerned about a spiked shell, especially if I was driving. But something about this one just seemed right. If ever there was a Koopa inside there, someone had schlooped it out, so I decided I'd wear it for myself. Wow, not only is this comfy, it gives me knockback resistance, a Thorns ability, and extra water breathing. But knockback resistance won't protect you from getting your mind blown, which is what'll happen if you search Zozo for more of my amazing Minecraft adventures. Do it, I dare you. From day 27 to day 31, I was jumping around my Fire Mario base in the glowing ancient forest when Sal the Spider Llama scurried over to hang out with me and tell me about the statue.
Hey, Zozo, I've been clambering around putting blocks on the new statue, and it's a-going so right, but it needs a little something from use.
Anything for a friend, Sal. You name it, and I'll move mountains to get you to the thing you need for the statue.
You're the best friend a Spider Llama could have, Zozo. You make me want to be a better guy. If you want to go find clay, I'll shower you with even more praise.
Wahoo! That sounds grandioso! I departed for the flowering ancient grove where I could find Sal's precious clay. I was searching around the area when I heard the skittering of spider legs behind me. Sal? Is that you, my friend?
No, it's a me, Creeper Spiderling.
Oh no, the horror! Not another one!
Yes, another one. I'm gonna make things very bad for you. Right now.
The creeper spiderling charged in, so I defended myself using my iron sword. I gave myself a little distance and unleashed my fire breath. The creeper spiderling was burned up in a great ball of fire. With the mob defeated, I was able to locate the clay and gather the amount that Sal requested. From day 32 to day 35, I was running along through the flowering ancient grove and fighting skeletons left and right. There were just so many skeletons. I didn't know where they came from. Where do skeletons come from? A skeleton factory? Thankfully, the skeleton fighting didn't go on all day, and I was able to get back to my travels. As I continued along, I met a wind serpent who went by the name Walter.
I'm Walter.
Enchanted to meet you, Walter. My name is Fire Mario, but all my friends call me Zozo. You should call me that too, so you can be my friend.
You're Zozo. I'm Walter. I need help. Will you help me?
Yes, Walter, I'll help you. What do you need?
Rescue my friend Walter the Wolfman from the Ender Creeper.
Your friend is named Walter too?
His name is my name too. Whenever we go out, people always shout, "There goes Walter the Wind Serpent and Walter the Wolfman." Now go save him.
From day 36 to day 39, I discovered the base of the Ender Creeper. It was way less cool and good than my base, but that made sense because I'd heard the Ender Creeper wasn't a cool or good guy. I'm a Mario on a mission. I've got to reunite the Walters and defeat the Ender Creeper who tried to tear them apart. I hopped onto the roof of the base and looked inside through a skylight. I could see Walter the Wolfman tied to a chair, looking really annoyed. Obviously, he was wolf-napped by the monstrous Ender Creeper. I stayed hidden as the Ender Creeper slowly creeped into the room. Why were these hybrid monsters always so horrifying?
There's no escape, Walter the Wolfman. That'll teach you to be friends with that wind serpent who has the same name.
You know, it really isn't that big of a deal that my name is Walter and I'm friends with someone named Walter.
Don't make me laugh. Of course it is. Your friendship would just confuse people, Walter. So I'm keeping you from ever seeing the other Walter again.
The Ender Creeper really is a creep. Telling other people who they can be friends with is not right. I'm going to use my fire breath to burn down his wooden walls. That'll teach him a lesson. From day 40 to day 43, I sprung into action, setting fire to the Ender Creeper's base. It's the end for you, Ender Creeper. Release Walter the Wolfman. Walter should be free to be friends with other Walters.
You maniac! You set my house on fire! I have to save my super boots. They're my most prized possession.
The Ender Creeper ran for a display pedestal that had a shiny new pair of super boots. For me, I'll be having those. I ran quickly over to the boots and equipped them. Now I could jump higher than ever before. Thanks for the boots, Ender Creeper. They fit me way better. I jumped down onto him and defeated the creepy Walter Thief. I untied the ropes on Walter Wolfman, setting him free. You're safe now, Walter. Thanks to Zozo, the Fire Mario. You're a hero to Walters everywhere. I can't wait to see Walter again. You can thank me later. Let's get out of here before this place burns down. We left the base and found Walter the Wind Serpent waiting for us outside. The Walters were together again, and everything was better. From day 44 to day 49, I returned to the base with the clay I'd gone to the Flowering Ancient Grove to find. The Walter quest had been such a big thing that I had almost forgotten the reason why I'd been exploring in the first place. I dropped off the clay with Sal so that he could continue to work on the statue.
Bada bing! That's the right stuff! You sure took your sweet time, but the statue is gonna be even sweeter!
I'll be looking forward to it. For now, I think I'll do some renovating on my own. I gathered some stone and iron and constructed a giant wall around the entire perimeter of the base. I built it high to make it more difficult for enemy mobs to break in and ruin my day. When I was done, I admired the progress that Sal the Spider Llama had made on the statue. It was coming along now, and the clay was now part of the charm. From day 50 to day 53, I heard buzzing in the wind and knew that Mozzie had come back to get me. He flew straight over the big strong wall that I had built the other day and called me out like he was a knight making a challenge. An annoying knight, that is. It was actually a mosquito.
Hey, Zozo! The thing about walls is, they can only keep out mobs that don't fly or climb.
I know the wall didn't help at all. I can see that with my Fire Mario eyes, but you're not helping by pointing that out.
Hold on a second. I wasn't listening. Let me say that other thing I was saying again. Or climb!
Mozzie signaled to his minions, a small army of creeper spiderlings that climbed over the wall. Oh no, that's what he meant!
Yeah, how about you deal with them? Cause I'm not gonna be here. I got an errand to run, and I'm taking Sal with me.
Mozzie flew away, stealing away Sal the Spider Llama, and leaving me to battle the creeper spiderlings. I attacked a bunch of them with my fire breath, and then hacked the others down with my iron sword. The battle was over shortly, and the epic win made me power up into Super Fire Mario. My number of hearts was now 50, and I could throw actual fireballs now. Blop, blop, kapow! From day 54 to day 57, I made the wall around the base taller, because if I couldn't keep out the creeper spiderlings, I could at least tire them out by forcing them to climb more before they made it in. This won't do anything about Mozzie though. It's a good thing that he was busy with his errand the other day, but I might not be so lucky next time. Later on, I went to the flowering ancient grove in order to visit my two favorite Walters. Walter the Wolfman was staying with his family when I was there, so I didn't see him, but Walter the Wind Serpent was there.
Thanks again for saving Walter the Wolfman. He would have thanked you himself, but he wanted to see his family because they didn't know where he was during the kidnapping by Ender Creeper. He'll be back here soon.
Walter, what should I do about Mozzie? He's been buzzing around my base and threatening me like always. Plus, he took Sal the spider llama away. I also care about that.
Oh sure, we'll talk about your troubles. The thing about Mozzie Mosborn, he's extremely annoying. And you can't beat that just by ignoring him. He wants to drain you like a mosquito, and he'll do any trick it takes to get there. You must fight back.
I get it now. I can build all the walls I want, but if I don't stand up for myself, all in all, I'm just another brick in the wall.
Go to Ethereal Island. There you will find your friend.
From day 58 to day 62, I went mining for diamonds down in the caverns below my base. There were a lot of gas floating around, but with my mad fireball throwing skills, they weren't much trouble at all. Blap, 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 blap. Go away, Ender Gas! With the mobs taken care of, I mined to my heart's content. There were diamonds aplenty, so I gathered them and crafted a diamond pickaxe and a diamond sword. How do you like me now? From day 63 to day 66, I was bothered by the fact that Sal wasn't working on the statue anymore. But then I remembered that he was probably still in the terribly annoying clutches of Mozzie. I guess the statue isn't really worth worrying about compared to my missing best friend. Sal never came back from that errand that Mozzie took him along for. I should go looking for him. And if you want to look for more Zozo videos and find them easier than ever, you should subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so that you will be notified of all my videos whenever they're new. Now to find my good friend Sal the Spider Llama. From day 67 to day 70, I did as Walter the Wind Serpent said and journeyed to the Ethereal Island through an end portal. It was a mysterious and strange biome beyond the realm of imagination, just like Brooklyn. I battled the creeper spiderlings non-stop until they left me alone. Those guys had been around more than enough at this point. At one point, I stopped fighting and instead stopped to actually speak to some of the remaining creeper spiderlings. Okay, just humor me for a second before we start trying to destroy each other. I've survived this long. Don't I at least deserve that?
All right, we'll listen, but then we're totally gonna destroy you.
Why do you actually work for that Mozzie guy? He's really weird and annoying, and you don't seem to actually get anything out of this.
We're all bugs, and bugs have gotta stick together.
But you're not actually the same kind of bug. He's a mosquito with 6 legs. That means he's an insect. And you're creeper spiderlings with 8 legs. That means you're all arachnids. You don't actually have that much in common.
Oh, well, in that case, I don't know why we're here at all. Let's get out of here, boys.
And with that, all the creeper spiderlings left, and I continued deeper into the base. From day 71 to day 74, I ran deeper into the base, searching anywhere I could for my best buddy Sal. Come on, Sal, you've got to be around here somewhere.
Did somebody say Krungus?
Suddenly, Krungus, the infamous big axolotl, came from behind the tree. Krungus? No, I didn't say that because I thought I defeated you.
Ah, you big dum-dum. It takes more than death to stop me, for I am Zombie Krungus. Big Krungus. Big Krungus. Big Krungus.
Once he'd finished his weird war cry, he attacked me, and we started battling once again. He was strong, probably even stronger than the last time we fought, but I'd gotten stronger too. I dashed him with my sword and blasted fireball after fireball at him, slowly watching his evil zombie powers drain away. With one more decisive blast, he'd been destroyed once and for all. Can't believe I've defeated that guy twice. It's gotta be really embarrassing to be Krungus right now. As I continued my search, I found a chest in a desolate old hallway that contained some awesome diamond armor that I immediately equipped. Wow, Mozzie should really be a lot more careful about what he just leaves around. From day 75 to day 78, I heard a familiar voice yelling in the distance.
Hey, I'm yelping here.
That sounds like Sal. I I ran deeper in until I found Sal trapped inside a distant cage in the deep dark bowels of Mozzie's base.
Zozo, buddy, you came to save me.
Shh, be careful. I need to break you out of here before Mozzie notices. I used my diamond pickaxe to break down the cage and free Sal. I told him to run back as quickly as he could and not stop for any reason, so he did. That's when I could sense something rising behind me and turned to see Mozzie floating there behind me.
Ha! I knew live bait would work. Time to drink me some Mario.
Drink this, Mozzie! I blasted a fireball at his face, and while he was distracted, I ran for it, all the way out of his lair. From day 79 to day 84, alone in his evil lair, Mozzie the mosquito was evolving.
What that doofazoid Zozo doesn't know is that all this time, I've only just been a mosquito nymph. I can get so much stronger, so much more dangerous. All this time, I've been holding back. But my dad gave me this golden apple. Now, I can finally be me!
Mozzie Mossborn ate the golden apple and began to grow, getting bigger, stronger, and more dangerous than ever. He could drain an unlucky victim in a single slurp.
You're mine, Zozo. I'ma get you, and I'ma drink you up.
He was silent for a second after that.
Man, it would have been so much cooler if Zozo was here to hear that.
From day 85 to day 89, I returned back to my base with my bestest bud in the whole wide world, Sal the Spider Llama.
Zozo, you're the best. You saved me back there. I'm never, ever gonna forget what you did for me. I was worried that I'd never be found again, trapped in the depths of that nasty mosquito's lair.
Don't even talk like that, Sal. Of course I'd come and save you. I'd never even think about abandoning you in a place like that. You're my best friend.
And hey, me being trapped in there wasn't totally wasted time. While I was bored and trapped in there, I decided to work on a new recipe for an extra spicy pizza sauce. But in the process, I accidentally created a fire aspect enchantment that you can apply to your diamond sword. I also found this mysterious note in my prison cell.
Oh, that's perfect. It's like the discovery of penicillin, but way more useful to me personally. Also, I'll check this note out later. Let me apply the enchantment first. I applied the fire aspect enchantment to my sword, massively increasing its deadly firepower, just like me, Mario, Zozo. Just like me, Fire Mario Zozo! Sal, you're the best pal!
Oh, stop it, man! You're gonna make me cry!
From day 90 to day 94, I traveled to the mini base of the Ender Creeper out in the flowering ancient forest, curious about who could have left that mysterious note. When I arrived, I was shocked to see one of the creeper spiderlings waiting for me. Oh no, I suppose you lured me out here to fight on behalf of your boss, right?
You may think so, but no. You really changed our whole outlet when you taught us about all the differences between insects and arachnids. We're going our own way now, pursuing our own dreams. And we have you to thank for that, seeing as you opened our eyes.
Oh, well, I'm actually really glad to hear that. Was there any reason you brought me out here, or just to thank me?
We mainly just wanted to thank you, but as a token of our thanks, I snuck out this potion of power from one of the boss's secret chests. Here, have it. Save it for the right moment.
He passed me the potion of power, and I immediately added it to my inventory. I think this is gonna come in real handy when I finally battle your former boss for the last time. Thank you for your kindness, Creeper Spiderling, and good luck with the rest of your lives.
And good luck to you too, Zozo. No offense, but you're probably gonna need it.
From day 95 to day 97, while sitting around at my base, training for my final battle with Mozzie, I got an unexpected guest, Walter the Wind Serpent. Hey, Walter! How are you and Walter?
I'm doing well, and so is Walter. Thank you for asking. Walter and I have actually been working on something for you. A set of netherite armor to supplement your wardrobe. While you're wearing this, it's gonna be really hard for that nasty sucker to suck your blood.
He gave me the netherite armor pieces, and I immediately equipped them. They were durable, but not too heavy. These will be the perfect armor to take into the final battle. Thank you, Walter. And please, thank Walter for me when you see him again.
Will do, Zozo. Good luck on your battle. Walter and I will be rooting for you.
On day 98, I left the glowing ancient forest once and for all, ready to take on Mozzie Mossborn and show him that when you mess with Fire Mario Zozo, you get burned. But I'm not just Fire Mario. I can be anyone you want me to be. And who would you like me to be next? Let me know down in the comments. I love reading them all. After walking for half a day, I finally got to a working end portal I went through last time. A straight shot to the ethereal island where Mozzie and his gross, nasty friends hung out. Now or never, as the great man himself said, let's go! And so, I hopped right in. On day 99, I went straight back to Mozzie's base. Now that I knew my way around, it was a lot easier to make my way straight to his inner sanctum. He was hovering right over a dug-out pool of water where more little mosquito larvae were probably growing.
Zozo, who said you could come in here, man? This is my private space, my mosey bro pad. I feel like violated and junk. I thought we were friends.
We're not friends at all. We're literally arch enemies.
Oh yeah, duh. Sorry, that slipped my mind. So, I guess you're here to fight until one of us is just a pile of XP?
Yeah, that was the plan. How about we get on with it? Your buzzing is really starting to get on my nerves. I took my potion of power and leveled up, becoming the final Fire Mario. Bigger, stronger, and the most Italian I've ever been. With 100 hearts and my final new ability, Dragon Fireball Attack! Time to fry this freaky fly! Mozzie and I flew into battle. Well, he flew. I used my super boots to jump. Mozzie was tough, but this time I had the power to back myself up. First, I slashed at him with my awesome Fire Aspect sword, throwing him off with my speed and strength. But I was just getting started. Dragon Fireball after Dragon Fireball bombarded the diabolical mosquito, blasting and burning through every single one of his defenses. In the end, I came out on top, blasting every last one of the monstrous mosquito's hearts away. In the end, Mozzie was gone, and only I remained. Finally, sweet silence. Mamma mia! On day 100, with Mozzie Mosborn finally and deservedly swatted, I left the ethereal islands and returned to my base in the glowing ancient forest. Sal the Spider Llama, my oldest friend, was so happy to see me.
Hey, Zozo, my good fella. You did it. I couldn't be more proud of you. Sal's gonna cook up a big, spicy pizza just for you. Also managed to finish the statue while you were gone. Check it out.
You're the best of them, Sal. A giant mushroom. I love it. Sal left to go and make the pizza when Walter the Wind Serpent slithered over.
You did it, Zozo! What a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man! Other Walter would be here too, but he's at work. You're a winner, Zozo. Anything you want to say?
Only one word, Walter. Wahoo! On day 1, I spawned in as Lava Spider-Man in the middle of the Black Forest. Whoa, Lava Spider-Man? What a combination! What will they think of next? But I didn't get to enjoy being the world's hottest web spinner for long, because suddenly, some Endermen were emerging out of the woods around me. Uh-oh, I think I'm gonna leave you guys to it. I turned and ran off as fast as I could, until I couldn't see the Endermen anymore. They blended in well with the dark trees of the Black Forest. I'm only a baby Lava Spider-Man with 10 hearts and no weapons. I can't take on a whole gang of Endermen like this. But I hadn't accounted for one thing. Endermen can teleport! One of them popped up right in front of me, stopping me in my tracks.
Why are you running from us, little one? Do you have something to hide?
What? No! I don't have anything to hide. I was just running because you guys were scary. No offense.
Sorry, kid, but I don't buy that. You're gonna need to come with us. Our master is gonna want to speak to you.
I thought about running again, or trying to fight, but then I turned and saw that even more of the Endermen had appeared behind me. There was no way I could get out. On day 2, one of the Endermen took me to some kind of strange fort deep in the Black Forest. I had no idea who these Endermen worked for, or what they planned to do with me.
If you just play ball with us, kid, then no harm will come to you. There are just a few things we need to figure out.
Somehow, I didn't believe him. He threw me into some kind of prison cell with tall walls and no ceiling, just staring off into the sky. That's when I noticed a back door.
Don't bother trying to open that.
I turned and saw a cartographer standing in the corner, watching me.
I've tried. It can only be opened from the other side. I've been here for a week, so I think we're gonna be here in the long run.
So they got you too, huh? I'm Zozo. They captured me outside. What are you in for?
They captured me while mapping out the area. I'm a cartographer. That means I make maps. But they accused me of working for some suspicious person and locked me up. Believe me, I've tried every way to escape. It's impossible.
Or maybe not. Going on a hunch, I walked over to one of the walls and started to climb up it, like a spider. This must have been one of my awesome lava Spider-Man powers. Look at me go! I climbed all the way up the wall and hopped up onto the other side. Then, I opened the door from the other side, freeing the cartographer.
That was amazing, Zozo. You're like a superhero.
Aw, geez, that's nice of you to say. But we should probably get out of here before those weird Endermen come back and try to capture us again.
Good idea. We'll split up, and I hope to see you again someday, Zozo.
Likewise, stay safe out there. So I ran off, trying to make my way out of the sinister Black Forest. On day 3, I escaped the Black Forest and reached the Badlands, which was as scorching hot and unforgiving as the name suggests. Wow, thank goodness I'm a lava Spider-Man, or I'd be roasting right now. But it wasn't just the heat that was a problem, it was hunger. You can't just run away from a bunch of sinister, mysterious Endermen without working up an appetite. And there aren't that many trees around here either, so I guess apples are out of the question too. But I wasn't out of luck just yet. I managed to find some delicious, healthy carrots nearby and pick them up for a quick snack. I may be a Spider-Man, but I'll take some nice carrots over flies any day. After eating the carrots and filling up my hunger bar, I continued exploring the Badlands until I ran into something spectacular. A huge, tough diamond golem.
Hey there, little dude. Pick your jaw up off the floor. You may be looking at the ultimate blinged out golem, but don't worry, I'm actually very approachable.
Sorry, I don't mean to stare, it's just, wow, you're so shiny.
Oh yeah, you better believe it. You know what they say, diamonds are forever, and so am I, no matter what these goofy, unshiny Endermen say.
Wait, the Endermen are after you too? I literally just escaped from those guys.
Is that so, little bro? Then I think we have a lot to say to each other. Follow me, my pad isn't far from here.
I'd made another friend. I eagerly followed the diamond golem through the Badlands, excited for whatever would come next. From day 4 to day 5, I continued with the diamond golem over to his pad. It was the coolest base I'd ever seen, the exact kind of thing you'd expect from a blinged out super golem. Wow, this place is amazing, diamond golem. I'm so impressed.
Please, kid, call me Dino. And your name?
I'm Zozo, Zozo the Lava Spider-Man.
That's a mouthful, little Zozo, but I can dig it. What you're lacking in Riz, you can make up for in guts. I like that. Let me guess, people have called you a superhero?
Wow, that was a good guess.
I have a talent for reading people. You just look like a hero, man. There are some dangerous people out there. Not every golem is as nice and cool as me. I need your help to take care of the people out there giving me a bad name. Can you dig it? You think you're tough enough?
I can dig it, and I definitely think I'm tough enough. I'll help you defeat all the bad guys.
Right on, little Zozo. First though, you can't hang out here. You're harshing my vibe. Take these tools and go build your own place. Get it?
Yes, sir. Dino the Diamond Golem gave me a stone sword and a stone pickaxe, and I left to make a base of my own. That's how I ended up in the Amaranth Fields. Yeah, this is a much nicer climate. I immediately started cutting down trees and mining stone until I had enough material to start building a base. It wasn't anywhere near as cool as Dino's base, but if I worked hard, maybe someday it would be. But the physical exercise was worth it anyway, because I suddenly leveled up, getting bigger, stronger, suddenly having 20 hearts, and gaining a new power, Web Blasts. Oh yeah, now I'm like a real Spider-Man. And that new power couldn't have come at a better time. One of the same Endermen from earlier teleported in front of me.
I've been searching for you all day since you escaped our base. I knew you were trouble.
Oh, you have no idea. Unlike them, I wasn't taking prisoners. I fired Web Blast after Web Blast until the Enderman was no more. When I level up enough, I'm gonna be every bit as strong as Dino the Diamond Golem. From day 6 to day 8, I continued working on my base, making it a little bigger by adding a new building. And once I'd done that, I could start making it look as cool as Dino's base. During my lunch break, I saw a familiar figure walking through the Amaranth Fields. It was the cartographer who'd been in the prison with me. Of course, I immediately ran over to have a chat with my old cellmate. Hey, buddy, how's the free life treating ya?
Hi, Zozo. I wish I could say it was shaking out well, but it's honestly been pretty tough.
Oh no, why?
My boss, an iron golem, was meant to give me instructions on what maps to make next, but when I got to his house, it was destroyed, and he was gone. It feels like something suspicious has happened. Maybe someone is going after golems.
That's worrying. Take care of yourself out there, cartographer. I'm gonna go tell Dino the Diamond Golem. If someone is going after golems, he needs to know. And being true to my word, I immediately left to go visit Dino and warn him about the potential threat.
Wish I could say I was surprised, but it ain't easy being a golem. Here's the thing though, us golems are tough. We're not easy to take out. If someone is going after golems, there's a good chance they're a vengeful golem themselves.
Do we have any leads on who it can be?
I've heard rumors of an obsidian golem operating in the North Badlands. Go look into that and report back to me.
Of course, Dino. I'll get on it. And so I left in search of the obsidian golem, who was potentially behind the golem disappearances. From day 9 to day 10, I traveled north, braving the harsh conditions of the Badlands, knowing how important my mission was. But why would the obsidian golem go after his own kind like that? It doesn't make sense. As a budding superhero, I know that nobody commits a crime without having some kind of motive. But while I was mulling over the mystery I'd been sent to solve, the obsidian golem got the jump on me, literally jumping out right in front of me.
I knew someone was following me. You think because I'm a golem, I'm dumb? Big mistake, bucko. And unless you have a good explanation, it'll be your last.
Look, I'm sorry that I was looking for you, but it was for a good cause. I'm hunting the person who's making golems disappear.
Like I'd buy that. I think either you're the culprit or you're working for him. And I'm not taking any chances on my life here. Let's go, creep.
There was no more reasoning with him after that. The obsidian golem attacked me full force, and there was nothing I could do to talk him down. I just fought back as best as I could until he was finally defeated. But in the process, I was almost completely destroyed. Wow, Dino wasn't kidding about golems being powerful. Luckily for me, a friendly mungus happened to be passing by. He walked over to me, seeming concerned.
You okay there, son? You're not looking so hot, aside from the lava, of course.
Yeah, I just got beaten up by a huge, powerful obsidian golem, so you're right, I'm not doing too well.
Lucky for you, I've got a spare health potion. Here, take it. You look like you need it more than me.
He gave me a health potion, which I quickly drank, delighted to have my health restored. You're a lifesaver, literally. Say, do you have any idea what kind of golem might be able to destroy other golems? I'm hunting a dangerous criminal.
A golem that destroys golems, huh? That's a tall order. There'd need to be an extremely tough golem to do that, not to mention incredibly crafty. An obsidian golem is probably too low level to pull off that kind of evil scheme.
An extremely tough golem. Interesting. This'll give me something to look into. From day 11 to day 12, I returned to Dino the Diamond Golem's awesome pad with less than awesome news. I met Among Us out in the Badlands, Dino, and he seemed to think that the obsidian golem didn't have anything to do with all the disappearances. It'd need to be a much stronger golem than him.
Who you gonna trust when it comes to golems, little man? Some random mungus? Or me, an actual golem? Believe me, nobody knows this situation better than Dino.
That makes sense, I guess. What do you think I should do now then?
There's a sandstone golem in the Amaranth Fields. I've got a good reason to believe he's involved in all this. You don't need to investigate him, just take him out. Understood?
Understood. I'm sorry for ever doubting you, Dino.
Yeah, man, you better be.
Now knowing how tough golems were, I knew that I needed better weapons to take them on. That's when I found a mining cave and searched deep inside until I found some iron ore. This is exactly what I need. I mined the iron ore and set to building a furnace in that deep, dark cave. I then used the furnace to smelt the iron ore into iron ingots, which I then turned into an awesome iron sword and an iron pickaxe. Now I've really got an edge. I left the cave only to find an angry grizzly bear outside waiting for me. So this is your cave, huh? When the bear tried to attack me, I unleashed some web blasts and then defeated it with my iron sword. First a grizzly bear, next a grizzly golem. From day 13 to day 15, I traveled across the Amaranth Fields in the glistening nightlight, searching for the sandstone golem so I could carry out my mission. I finally spotted the golem, standing at a campfire and warming himself. It was strange. He didn't look aggressive at all, but I trusted Dino. I carefully approached, my sword drawn, preparing to fire a web blast at him and then charge in for an attack. But before I could, he turned and saw me standing there.
Hey there, friend. You look a little chilly for a lava Spider-Man.
Want to come and warm yourself by my fire? Are you sure? Of course. There's room enough for everyone around here. I approached carefully and stood next to the sandstone golem, even though Dino had told me not to. We talked for a while, shared some jokes, and strangely, he seemed like a nice guy. I just couldn't believe he'd been behind all the golem disappearances. Something was up, something fishy. I left the sandstone golem safely by his campfire and went back to talk to Dino. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. From day 16 to day 19, I went straight back to Dino's pad to confront him about all the strange things I'd been noticing lately. He wasn't pleased.
What? Why didn't you take out the sandstone golem? Why? Don't you trust me?
It's not that I don't trust you, it's just everything you've said to me, it doesn't quite add up.
Here's what doesn't add up, kid. You and me. If you don't trust me, as in you don't follow every single one of my orders to the letter without question, I can't work with you. Get out of here and never come back. I'll solve the golem disappearances myself.
With that, I left Dino's pad, knowing I'd probably never see him again. I returned to my base, only to see, to my surprise, that the cartographer was waiting for me there again. Oh, hey, cartographer, what's up?
No time for small talk. I've discovered something important. The one behind the golem disappearances. It's a diamond golem.
What?
It makes total sense. That's one of the toughest kinds of golems out there. Only he would be strong enough to easily take out other golems.
Oh no! Dino was behind it all along! He used me. I need to warn Sandstone. I ran back to the Sandstone Golem's camp in the Amaranth Fields, but it was already too late. Sandstone was gone, and only Dino remained.
You're too late, Zozo, my man. I just finished up what you should have done. Sandstone's finished.
You monster! You used me! You've been betraying and destroying your own kind, but why?
Simple. A diamond golem is pretty special, but you know what's even more special? Being the only golem. And I like the sound of that.
So you're just destroying all the other golems to satisfy your own ego?
Yeah, pretty much. Why? You gonna stop me?
I'm absolutely gonna stop you! I'm Zozo, the Lava Spider-Man! I'm this world's superhero, and your evil, selfish plan ends here! But it didn't end there, because Dino the Diamond Golem ran up to me and knocked me out cold with a single punch! From day 20 to day 22, I came to at the campsite. Dino wasn't there anymore, but the camp wasn't empty. A TNT Golem was standing right above me. Oh no, you don't work for Dino, do you?
Goodness no, I'm Splodo, the TNT Golem. I was here to warn my friend Sandstone about the evil plans of Dino the Diamond Golem, but it seems I was too late.
I'm so sorry I couldn't save your friend, Splodo. I should have seen Dino for what he was earlier, but I was so blinded by how cool he seemed. I let him boss me around, but never again. We'll work together to take him down. Splodo returned to my base with me, and I built a new house for him to sleep in while we worked on our shared plan to take down Dino before he could destroy all the golems.
I believe in you, Zozo. Together, we're gonna bring this evildoer down.
Yeah, we'll be superheroes together. From day 23 to day 26, I traveled back to the Black Forest. It sure feels different being back here after learning so much. I was a lava spider boy back then. Now, I'm a lava Spider-Man.
Help! I need somebody! Help! Not just anybody! I need a hero!
Hey, that's me! Wait, I know that voice! I followed the sound of the voice and saw the cartographer being attacked by a guster! Get away from him! I fired a web blast at the guster, destroying it!
Thank you. That was a pretty close one. I'm glad you showed up.
Me too. I want to make up for letting Dino trick me, and that means I need to help as many good guys as I can. Being a superhero isn't just about beating the villain, it's about helping the people who need it. From day 27 to day 31, I continued exploring the Black Forest. As I did, I spotted a herd of sheep that looked really lost. Turned out, I was right. They had lost their old home and were trying to find a new, safe place to stay. So I escorted them back to my base. I guess you guys will need a place to stay. No point in inviting you over and then making you just stand around. That would be rude. So I built a pen for the sheep. It wasn't anything fancy, but they seemed pretty happy with it. After I was done building that, I decided to check in on the rest of the base. While I was gone, Splodo the TNT Golem added a chest area and made paths while I was building. Awesome, so much extra storage, just what every superhero needs. Meanwhile, Dino the Diamond Golem was at his base in the Badlands, and he was up to no good.
If I'm gonna get rid of all the rest of the golems, I'll need some extra muscle. That's where you come in. Think you're up to the task?
Bada bing, bada boom.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that means yes, boss.
From day 32 to day 35, I hatched a new plan. I need to go back and talk to those Endermen and explain what I know. I think we're actually all on the same side. I just hope they'll listen to me. I traveled back to their base in the Black Forest, where I spotted one of the Endermen standing out front. Hi there, funny story, I was wrong about some stuff.
You! Bold move coming here, little lava Spider-Man. You're in big trouble.
Wait, we don't have to fight. We're on the same side, I promise.
Do you think I'm a fool? Why would I believe you?
You can take me to your boss. I'll come willingly this time. I just want to talk to him.
Interesting. Very well.
He took me to an evoker. Hello, my name is Zozo.
I know who you are. You're an acquaintance of Dino the Diamond Golem, yes?
I was, but I was wrong. He tricked me. I'm so sorry. I want to help.
I can tell that you have a good and honest heart. The heart of a hero. Very well, young Zozo. There is very little we know for certain at this point, but we do know that the golem disappearances plaguing this land can all be traced back to Dino. I will provide you with more information when I have it, as long as you promise to do the same.
It's a deal. From day 36 to day 39, I traveled back to my base. Those guys were actually pretty nice. I can't believe I was so scared of them before, but now we can work together. But if I'm going to be much help, I'll need some better equipment. To the mines! I headed down into the cave and started mining. I found some iron ore, which I smelted into iron ingots. I used it to craft a set of iron armor. I returned to my base shortly after, only to find a toolsmith waiting for me.
Excuse me, are you Zozo?
Sure am.
I brought you something.
He handed me a diamond. Oh, wow, thank you. What did I do to deserve this?
I just thought maybe you could use it. Also, I need your help. Come with me. We have a friend in common who needs to speak with you.
From day 40 to day 43, I followed the toolsmith and was surprised to see the evoker. Hey again, what's going on? I just saw you.
Indeed, but I have received some new information that I needed to deliver in person as soon as possible. You see, Dino is…
But before he could finish what he was saying, a pillager showed up.
Bada bing, bada boom. You dead meat, Zozo.
Uh-oh, that's me he's talking about. He was way bigger and stronger than me. I'm not sure if I can defeat this guy. Both myself and the evoker ran off in separate directions and met up later, coincidentally.
Go, Zozo, run! I will do my best to handle him. I will meet you in a safe place when the coast is clear.
You got it! I ran out of there as fast as I could. From day 44 to day 49, I made it back to my base without the pillager following me. I just hope the evoker got out of there okay.
I certainly did, young Zozo.
The evoker emerged, somehow, completely unharmed. You're here, you're alive. Oh, I'm so glad. I was scared the pillager would hurt you.
He certainly gave it his best try, but I managed to elude him. I didn't get this far by being an easy target, you know. I may not be much of a fighter, but I know how to survive.
Me too, so far at least.
I've learned of something that I believe will help you with your continued survival, and with our shared goal of stopping Dino from continuing to wreak havoc.
Oh, sweet. Tell me about it.
There is a special weapon, a destroyer, capable of breaking apart diamonds with very little effort. I imagine it would give you the edge you need against Dino when you finally confront him.
Sounds perfect. Where is it?
That's the trouble. Its location is a secret. I have heard that there may be useful information in the Badlands, however. I suggest you travel there and see what you can turn up.
I'll head there now. From day 50 to day 53, I traveled to the Badlands in search of information on the Destroyer. They call this place the Badlands for a reason. It's terrible. I hope I find something quickly and don't have to stay here for too long. Thankfully, my wish came true. I spotted a book on the ground, and when I picked it up, I noticed the title, The Destroyer and You. Wow, this is super convenient. Okay, it says that the Destroyer is a special weapon, one that's hundreds of years old. It was created to overthrow a corrupt diamond golem who tried to become the king of the land. Hey, that's kind of like what Dino's doing, I think. But where is it? When I flipped to the end of the book, the last page was missing. Oh no, I bet that was the part of the book with the Destroyer's location. Guess I'll have to come up with another plan. Back to the spider base. From day 54 to day 57, I was on my way back to my base when the pillager jumped into view, blocking my path. Hey, I'm walking here.
Well, hey, I'm blocking here. You thought you got away, huh? Well, tough toenails, kid. No one gets away from Petey the Pillager.
If If you won't let me pass, I guess we'll just have to fight about it.
Give it a shot, Pipsqueak.
I attacked the pillager, but he didn't even budge. Uh-oh, he's still way too strong. I need to get out of here before this gets serious. I fled the scene and got out of there as fast as I could. Meanwhile, at Dino's hideout, he was feeling triumphant.
Another one bites the dust. Soon, I'll be the only golem around. No one's gonna be as special as me. All these other golems better watch their backs.
From day 58 to day 62, I ran back to my base. When I got there, I saw that my friends there had built an additional storage room for us to keep weapons in. Hey, with all this space, I should make some new weapons to keep in here. To the mines! I headed down into the cave to see what I could find. Turns out, luck was on my side, because what I found was some diamonds. I've heard of fighting fire with fire. Maybe I should try fighting diamonds with more diamonds. I gathered the diamonds and used them to craft a diamond sword, a diamond pickaxe, and a diamond chestplate. From day 63 to day 66, Splodo came to speak with me.
Zozo, I was able to find out the location of that destroyer you're looking for. Apparently, it's in the Brimstone Caverns. Quick, come with me, I'll show you.
I followed Splodo to the Brimstone Caverns. Phew, it smells like rotten eggs in here.
Yeah, that's all the brimstone. Anyway, here's the place.
Uh-oh, looks like we can't get in. I think we need some kind of key.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Zozo. I'll help you look for a key. We'll get in there.
Thanks, Splodo. You're the bomb. Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
From day 67 to day 70, Splodo and I walked back to my base. When I got there, the evoker was waiting for me. Hey, maybe I should go ahead and build you a guest room.
No thank you, Zozo. This is not a social call, I'm afraid. I'm here to ask you for your help. A magma golem is tearing apart the Amaranth fields, and I fear that he will burn them all down in a fit of rage. Please, help me reason with him before his fiery temper destroys everything.
I'll do my best. I looked around, following the smell of burning grass, and sure enough, I spotted a magma golem stomping around. He looked really angry. Hey, I can see you're upset about something, but you don't have to do this. Please stop before someone gets hurt.
You! I know you! You're working with him, that awful diamond golem who killed Sandstone. I have nothing to say to you, with my mouth at least. We can talk with my fists.
Your fist can talk? Oh, no, you mean you're gonna fight me? Wait! He wouldn't listen. He attacked me, and I had to fight back. My diamond chestplate protected me from taking too much damage, and I managed to knock him back long enough to talk again. I don't work with Dino anymore. I realized what kind of guy he really was. Now I'm trying to stop him from hurting any more golems. I swear.
You're not just lying to save your skin?
No, from a lava guy to a magma guy, I promise I'm telling the truth.
Then I've got an idea. Let's you and me work together and show that diamond-studded jerk he's not as special as he thinks he is.
From day 71 to day 74, I showed the magma golem back to my base. He told me that he had lost his home while trying to run from Dino, and he didn't have anywhere else to go. Luckily, we had plenty of room. You can stay here for as long as you want. It'll be fun. But I couldn't stick around for the housewarming. The pillager turned up, ready to cause some trouble.
Still gonna be fun when I crash your party, little man?
Oh no, the pillager!
That's right. Hey, nice place you got here. Would be a shame if something happened to it.
With that, he started attacking my base and smashing it up. I drew my diamond sword and attacked the pillager, but he was still stronger than me.
Nice try, Pipsqueak, but no dice. I'm gonna take something of yours to teach you a lesson.
Before I could stop him, he ran away.
Zozo, help!
That was Splodo's voice. I ran in to help, but the pillager and Splodo were already gone. I couldn't stop him from taking Splodo. What kind of hero am I? I couldn't take it anymore, and I went to my room to lie down. A little while later, the magma golem came to my room.
Zozo, I built some additional defenses while you were resting. We have a new perimeter wall around the base to protect against any future invaders.
Thank you. That makes me feel a little bit better. Now I just need to find a way to get Splodo back. Meanwhile, in the Badlands.
Now that the pillager has taken that TNT golem that I couldn't get to before, I'm one step closer. That loser Zozo is never gonna beat me.
From day 75 to day 78, I was busy trying to come up with a plan to rescue Splodo. I'm not ready to fight the pillager yet. I'm going to need something to give me an edge. A new weapon or another ability, something. And as if on cue, the evoker appeared.
Zozo, I heard what happened to your explosive little friend. I believe this may help you. The pillager is vulnerable to explosive attacks and has very sensitive eyes. Its flashy ammunition should both damage and distract him.
He handed me a firework crossbow. Oh, this is awesome. Do you know where I can find the pillager?
I know many things, Zozo, and yes, that is one of them. He lives just outside of Dino's lair in the Badlands.
Thank you! I took my new crossbow and set off to find the pillager and get my friend back. From day 79 to day 84, I traveled to the Badlands. It didn't take long for me to spot the pillager lurking around outside of Dino's base. Give me back my friend.
Nah, I don't feel like it.
Maybe this will change your mind. I fired my firework crossbow and it actually managed to hit. Hey, maybe I can actually do this. And so the battle with the pillager began. I felt much more confident with my new weapon, but he was still much stronger than me.
Ready to give up?
No, this is merely a tactical retreat. I ran away until I found a big rock to hide behind, where I met, against all odds, Splodo the TNT Golem.
Zozo, I escaped, and on my way out, I managed to grab this. Quick, eat it!
He tossed me a golden apple. I ate it in one big bite, and I felt myself growing stronger. My heart increased to 60, and I gained a jump boost. I grew too. That golden apple gave me the strength I needed to finally defeat the pillager. I ran back, fighting the pillager one-on-one, until nothing was left. Dino's strongest henchman had been defeated, and Splodo came over to celebrate with me. I did it! Thank you, Splodo. You're a real hero.
So are you. Come on, let's go home.
From day 85 to day 89, Splodo and I returned to the base.
Guess what?
Chicken butt?
No, that's really funny though. I grabbed something that the pillager dropped when you beat him. It's a magic key. I think it's the key to the Brimstone Caverns. You can finally go and get the destroyer.
That's amazing. You've helped so much. Thank you, Splodo.
You can thank me by getting rid of Dino once and for all.
With the magic key in hand, I traveled back to the Brimstone Caverns. I held my breath as I unlocked the door and entered the caverns. There, I saw it, the destroyer! Yes, finally! I started walking toward it, but a wither skeleton jumped in the way. Oh, no you don't. It attacked me, but I fought back. It took a little while, but I managed to defeat it. A destroyer, yes! I've got to get this back to my base. From day 90 to day 94, I left the Brimstone Caverns, ready to head back to my base. But as I exited the caverns, Dino, the Diamond Golem, appeared in behind me.
Hey Zozo, how's it going?
What? Aren't you here to attack me?
Nah, why would I do that? We used to work together pretty well, you and me. What do you say we team up again? Give it another shot.
Are you kidding? You lied to me. You kidnapped my friend. You're trying to hurt tons of people. Why would I ever work with you?
Because when I'm the big boss around here, you're gonna want to be on my good side.
I don't think you have a good side. With great power comes a lot of responsibility, and you've misused it at every turn. Thanks, but no thanks.
Fine, have it your way.
Before I could stop him, he pushed me into a deep hole and snatched the destroyer out of my hands. He left me there and took the weapon with him. From day 95 to day 97, I used my new climbing skills to escape Dino's trap. But by the time I got out, he was long gone, and so was the destroyer. I need some advice. I should go visit the Evoker and see what he thinks I should do. I traveled to the Black Forest to see if the Evoker had any tips for me. But when I got there, the place was in chaos. The Evoker was there, but he was badly injured. Oh no, what happened?
Dino came through on a rampage. He must have learned that I told you about the destroyer. I don't have much time, little lava Spider-Man. Listen close. You must get the destroyer back. It holds a great power, and it will give you the strength you need to defeat him. The weapon itself is not what matters, but the strength within you that it will bring to the surface. The power is within you.
And just like that, he was gone. Thank you for everything. I promise to get revenge on Dino for everything he's done. On day 98, I returned to my base to get some rest and come up with the next phase of my plan. But when I got there, it was a mess. The perimeter wall was destroyed, and I couldn't see my friends anywhere. Oh no, Dino must have done this.
He did.
Splodo, you're okay.
I am. I managed to hide from him. Everyone else ran away. I don't blame them. It was scary. But don't get discouraged, Zozo. We're going to be superheroes together. Remember?
I'm not so sure, Splodo. He's so much more powerful than us. How can we ever hope to beat him?
Listen, I know it seems hopeless, but we have to try. I'm still here. It's not over yet. He came after our base. Now we need to take the fight to him.
On day 99, I traveled to the Badlands to confront the baddest guy in those lands once and for all. I don't know if I'll make it through this, but I know I have to try. Splodo was right. I can't lose hope now. When I got there, he was waiting for me.
Hey, Zozo! Welcome to my humble abode. Ready to lose another fight?
Nope. I attacked him, but he hit hard. I took a lot of damage, but I got an idea. I got my firework crossbow and fired a shot. It surprised Dino, and he jumped back. When he did, he dropped the destroyer. Now's my chance. I grabbed the destroyer and took off in the opposite direction of Dino's base.
Yeah, you better run.
I'll be back. I took the destroyer back to my base and remembered what the evoker said. The power is in me. I just have to find it. I used the destroyer, and as I did, I had a vision of every fight I'd had so far, every friend I'd made along the way. I felt so much stronger. When the vision ended, I saw that my base was magically repaired, as if Dino had never destroyed it. That's it. I'm ready. On day 100, I returned to Dino the Diamond Golem's base for the final showdown. This time, I had the destroyer, and more importantly, the heart of a hero. My heart, I mean.
You're too late, Zozo. Pretty soon there won't be any golems left. You think you're special? You're not special. I'm the only one who's special.
That's not true. You think you're better than everyone else, and that's why you'll never really win. I used the destroyer to attack, and for the first time, I did some real damage to Dino.
Hey, what's the big idea?
Justice, that's what. It was a tough fight. Dino was the strongest opponent I had ever faced, but I knew I could beat him. And after a hard battle, I finally did! I can't wait to go home and tell Splodo. We did it! We beat the bad guy! We're real superheroes after all. On day 1, I spawned into the alien fields as a Charmander. Oh wow, I'm a fire-type Pokemon. This is awesome. I wonder if I can collect enough XP to evolve into a Charizard. But before I knew it, something wet hit me in the face. It was some kind of water blast, so strong that it felt like it was shot out of a cannon. This could only mean one thing. I turned around and saw a big, powerful Blastoise laughing at me from a treetop.
I knew I'd find a fire type around here somewhere. You'll make perfect target practice.
Wait, so you're the one who hit me with that water blast? Why? I don't even know you.
You don't need to know me, and I don't need to know you. You're a fire type, and I'm a water type. We're opposites, and that's why we should be natural enemies.
That doesn't make any sense. Why can't we be friends just because we're different types?
No, I think being enemies is way more fun. Now run away before I drown you in water blasts.
And then he started blasting at me, so all I could do was turn and run away as fast as I could before his water blast could do too much damage to me. That guy has some really scary beliefs. There's gotta be some way I can stop his ideas from spreading before everyone hates each other. On day 2, I traveled away from my spawn point through the alien fields in search of experience points. With only 10 hearts, I wouldn't be winning any Pokemon championships. I'm also one hungry Charmander. Better find some food. I did some scrounging around the trees and managed to get some apples to refill my hunger bar. I do like them apples. Shortly after my meal, I was approached by a group of Squirtles, water-type turtle Pokemon that evolve into Blastoise.
Hey, fire type! You aren't welcome around these parts. If you don't get lost, we'll spread you with water.
Oh no! All of you must be listening to the hateful words of that narrow-minded old Blastoise.
Don't diss Blastoise! We're the Squirtle Squad, and we make sure everyone knows that water types are the best.
Why are you being so mean? All I was doing was eating apples.
Doesn't matter what you were doing. You're not the same type as us, so you're our enemy. Get 'em, boys!
The Squirtles attacked all together, and I started losing hearts. I couldn't even fight back because they outnumbered me. Just then, I heard a voice from nearby.
Hey, Squirtle Squad, leave him alone.
It was a Bulbasaur, a grass-type Pokemon known for having a sprouted plant on its back.
No, a grass type! We're afraid of those because they're strong against us!
The Squirtles ran away, leaving me hurt but alive, with half a heart remaining. I turned to the Bulbasaur and expressed my gratitude. Thank you for saving me. Those guys were going to tear me apart just for being a fire type.
You don't have to worry about that from me, new Charmander friend. Follow me. There's someone you should meet.
On day 3, Bulbasaur led me to a campfire where another fire type, a Flareon, was waiting. Boy, am I happy to see another fire type. No offense, Bulbasaur.
You've been through a lot, so I forgive you. How about you go talk to Flareon?
I listened to Bulbasaur and approached the campfire. Flareon greeted me with a nod, and I told him everything about what had happened to me because of Blastoise and his Squirtle squad.
That Blastoise is fully evolved. He should know better than to pick on Pokemon of different types, especially Pokemon of the fire type, because of how few of us there are compared to water types.
Trust me, I felt that part firsthand. Those Squirtles totally outnumbered me. How am I supposed to get a moment's peace?
It can be difficult, young Charmander Zozo. I've struggled a lot in my life because of how some other Pokemon have treated me, but I also have many friends who are different types than me, like Bulbasaur, who you've met. The more we get along, despite being different types, the less the beliefs of Pokemon like Blastoise can affect us.
So, you're saying I should go out into the world and make friends with lots of different types of Pokemon?
Precisely. And if you see another Pokemon being bullied because of what type they are, you should stand up for them. Pokemon of different types make a more balanced team after all.
Wow, thanks Flareon. I think I know how to make life a little bit easier for all types of Pokemon. I'm gonna get out there and stop the hate. I left the campfire and returned to Bulbasaur, telling him about my new quest to stop the spread of Blastoise's terrible ideas. So that's why I'm going to find different types of Pokemon and get to know them.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Can I come with you, Zozo?
Sure, Bulbasaur. Let's be friends and work together. From day 4 to day 5, I knocked down a tree for wood and crafted a wooden pickaxe which I used to gather stone. I think I'll make a whole set of stone tools. I cast aside my wooden pickaxe in favor of a stone pickaxe. I also crafted a stone sword to help protect myself from the next time I'm in a fight.
Hey, Zozo! We should build a base around here. That way we'll have a place for all our new friends to hang out in.
Great idea, Bulbasaur! It'll be a Pokemon home that welcomes all types. I laid the foundation for the base in stone and built 2 different rooms designed for Bulbasaur and myself. For Bulbasaur's room, I added lots of plants and green textures that were fitting for a grass type. My room had a fire pit and a bunch of coal to keep it warm. A fire-type Pokemon needs to have fire after all. While our rooms were really different from each other, they were still close enough that we could visit each other. How do you like the room, Bulbasaur?
It's very nice, Zozo. I'm glad you made it specially for me. It shows you're really accepting of different types of Pokemon.
Awesome! I want everyone to feel welcome when they come to live here. I went outside to search for more materials. I was digging another hole when out popped a Sandslash, a fully evolved ground-type Pokemon. Before I could offer a friendly greeting, the Sandslash attacked me. It must have thought I was easy pickings because fire types are weak against ground types. Why can't we get along? I fought back using my sword and drove the Sandslash back underground. Before I knew it, I had won the fight, and the experience points from the, experience. And it caused me to evolve into a Charmeleon. I learned how to use Fire Breath, and my number of hearts increased to 30. From day 6 to day 8, I traveled to the Black Forest in search of new Pokemon friends. Woods that are this deep and dark have to be hiding some truly mysterious Pokemon. And now that I'm a Charmeleon, I'm sure I can protect myself if I need to. It turned out that the one I needed to protect was another Fire-type Pokemon known as a Vulpix.
Stop it, Beedrill. Leave me be.
I ran to where I heard the Vulpix's cries and saw that she was fending off a Beedrill, a poison bug Pokemon with powerful stingers. Buzz off, Beedrill! I dove into the fray and hit the Beedrill with my stone sword, which gave the Vulpix a chance to get to a safe distance. Beedrill tried hitting me with its needle stingers, but I dodged and hit it a few more times with my sword. Just as the Beedrill started to use its poisonous ranged attacks, I attacked with my Fire Breath, dealing super effective levels of damage. The Beedrill fainted, so I went to go check on Vulpix. Are you okay, Vulpix?
I've had better days. I'm really lucky that a Charmeleon like you came along.
Call me Zozo. I'm on a quest for all kinds of Pokemon friends.
Hi, Zozo. Would you be able to help me one more time? I was poisoned by that Beedrill, and I need some help getting Pecha Berries to work like antidotes.
Count on me. Flareon told me that us fire types have to stick together too. From day 9 to day 10, I walked through the Black Forest with Vulpix until we reached a berry bush that was covered in Pecha Berries. I grabbed one of the berries off the shrub and fed it to Vulpix. How do you feel?
I feel great, which means the poison status effect is cured. Thanks, Zozo.
Sweet! We should stock up on some of these berries for the base, just in case anyone else is poisoned. I went back to the Pecha Berry bush to gather more, but I was stopped when the ground shook. A Dugtrio burst up from the ground and stared me down with its 3 heads.
And no stomping around above my home.
I'll have you earthquaking in your boots, Charmeleon.
I didn't mean to disturb you, Mr. Dugtrio. I'll just take the berries and be on my way.
You'll take nothing but a beatdown, you fire-type brat.
Dugtrio hit me with its powerful ground-type digging moves. I used my fire breath, but it barely did any damage. The ground Pokemon was also way too fast to hit with my sword. The only thing I could do was run away, back to Vulpix. I didn't get the berries.
That's all right. You saved me at least. You're a real friend, Zozo.
Thanks, Vulpix. I'm heading back to my base now, and you're welcome to tag along. From day 11 to day 12, I constructed another room fit for a fire type so that Vulpix could live comfortably inside the base. It was nice to know that there was one more fire type friend who would be safe from the Squirtle Squad and Blastoise. Once I was finished with the room, I went to see Vulpix, who had been doing some building of her own.
Hey, Zozo. I made us a storage room to store all of our food and other supplies.
I looked around at the base and saw that Vulpix had done exactly what she said. The base was looking more like a home than ever before. That's really nice, Vulpix. Did you do this because you already like living here?
You got it. I wanted to thank you for all you've done for me. I really look forward to seeing this place full of new Pokemon friends.
It will be, Vulpix, and you're one of us now.
Thank you. Truth is, I've needed a place to belong. For a while, I've been struggling because other types of Pokemon have picked on me. Especially because I was a fire Pokemon. Especially Blastoise and his Squirtle Squad.
Don't worry, Vulpix. I'll make sure to create a world where nobody is picked on because of their types. After the base was renovated, I went down into the mines to get some stronger materials. I dug for iron ore and found enough to make some iron ingots. With that, I upgraded my stone sword and stone pickaxe to an iron sword and an iron pickaxe. Back on the surface, I discovered some sheep in the alien fields and went to work creating a pen to keep them in. Kinda weird that these are regular old non-Pokemon sheep, but oh well, I have sheep. From day 13 to day 15, I went to talk to my first Pokemon friend, Bulbasaur, about how I could evolve even further. Right now I'm a Charmeleon, but if I can become a Charizard, I'll be able to face that Blastoise on the same level.
It's not that easy, Zozo. That Blastoise still has lots of experience, and his type is strong against yours.
I still have to try. That big brute nearly waterlogged me when we first met, and now that I know he bullied Vulpix too, I'm all fired up.
Maybe you should try facing off against the Squirtle Squad to gain experience fighting against water types.
That's a great idea, Bulbasaur. Away I go. I returned to the Black Forest where I met Vulpix and called out for Squirtles to test my strength against. Come on out. You weren't so afraid of me when I was a Charmander.
And we're not afraid now. Get set to get splashed, Fire Boy.
A lone Squirtle appeared, ready to take me on. I was game, so I drew my iron sword and fought against the turtle-like Pokemon. Now armed and evolved, I was having a much easier time holding my own, even though I was still taking a bit of damage.
Give up, Charmeleon. A fire type can't beat a water type.
Stop thinking about other Pokemon just in terms of types. I used my fire breath to deal a bit of damage and distract the Squirtle, before I swung the iron sword and finished him off like it was a metal claw attack. He dropped some experience, which I utilized to fully form into my most iconic form, the fire-flying Pokemon, Charizard! Yeah, Charizard! I had 60 hearts and a brand new fireball attack that could be launched even farther than my fire breath and dealt way more damage. From day 16 to day 19, I took my newly evolved Charizard self on a trip to the Crag Gardens biome. I was feeling strong, getting used to being an evolved Pokemon. I couldn't wait to use my new Charizard powers to defend all types of Pokemon from those who would hate and divide them. While I was wandering around, I found a book of information. It's like an old-fashioned Pokedex. The inside of the book had a Pokemon article about Charizard and Blastoise. This would probably be worth the read. While both are considered to be powerful and fully evolved Pokemon, Charizard and Blastoise have a number of differences between each other. As a water type, Blastoise is known to be strong in a battle with the fire type Charizard. But even so, Charizard has always been the more popular Pokemon, beloved by trainers and other Pokemon everywhere. This has made Blastoise extremely jealous and obsessed with proving his superiority. I see. So Blastoise started this grudge against other types of Pokemon because he felt weak on the inside. I'd almost feel bad for him if he wasn't causing so much hate. I put the book down and found that I was surrounded by a bunch of Squirtles from the Squirtle Squad.
We heard you took out one of our Squirtles and evolved, so we're here to get even.
Blastoise is making you do this, isn't he? I guess I'll have to teach you a lesson through battle. I used my Fire Breath attack to hit the Squirtles all at once. Then I used my Iron Sword to deal strong damage to each of them. This battle went very differently than the one when I was a Charmander. Even though I was still outnumbered, I managed to defeat all the Squirtles and make them faint. Oh yeah, I'm strong enough to protect myself now. From day 20 to day 22, I gathered more iron from the mines so I could craft my first piece of iron armor, and decided to take the iron ingots I made from the iron ore and create an iron chestplate. Now I could have defenses where it counts. Now, for the true test of my fully evolved power, I'm gonna go see if I can defeat that mean Doug trio in the Black Forest. I went to the same bush where the Pecha berries were and waited for that wild Doug trio to appear, and soon he did.
Hey, aren't you that Charmeleon? Looks like you've evolved, but you're still no match for me.
We'll see about that. Charizard, attack! I opened the battle with my brand new Fireball. It didn't deal too much because Dugtrio was a ground type, but it got his attention. His melee attacks and speed were still a force to be reckoned with. But with my newly improved defenses, I was able to tank several hits and deal damage back with my sword. Before long, Dugtrio was begging for mercy.
Please, Charizard, no more. I didn't know a fire type could be this strong.
You're about to see how strong I really am. I spare you, Dugtrio.
Really? You're not gonna knock me out?
Of course not. All I wanted to do was show you I can protect myself. We can even be friends now.
Well, you're all right, Zozo the Charizard. Have the berries if you want.
Dugtrio disappeared back underground. I was about to celebrate my victory and the fact that I resolved the battle peacefully when Blastoise appeared. Blastoise!
Looks like the little Charmander has grown up into a Charizard. I knew I should have gotten rid of you when you were small. Now we're destined to be rivals.
You can stop this now if you want to, Blastoise. Water types and fire types don't need to be enemies.
You think you're better than me, don't you? Well, you're not. Charizard might be a lot of people's favorite Pokemon, but there are more water types than any other type of Pokemon. You fire types should leave us alone and stop stealing our spotlight.
Then Blastoise stomped away, furiously. We didn't end up fighting this time, but unless he let go of his hatred towards fire types, someday we would have to. From day 23 to day 26, I returned to base with several bushels of Pecha berries, which I planted outside the base so that any Pokemon living here could cure poison status effects. Vulpix was very happy, since it was her who had trouble getting the berries when she was poisoned.
Now that you're a Charizard, it seems like there's a chance for things to get better for fire types.
It'll take a lot more than me to make the world a place where all Pokemon can live in harmony, but I'll keep on doing my best. And part of doing my best was adding to my suit of iron armor. So I went back to the caverns and mined until I had enough iron material to craft myself an iron helmet and iron boots. With all this iron I'm wearing, I'm practically a steel type. When I was done crafting, I went outside to see that there was a great big wall built around the entire base. Vulpix was standing nearby, looking proud. Did you do this, Vulpix?
Yes, I did. What you said about doing your best struck a chord with me. I wanted to do my best too.
You did awesome, Vulpix. I'm so glad you're living here with us. From day 27 to day 31, I was exploring the Crag Gardens when I met a type of Pokemon I had never seen before. Lapras, the Ice-type transportation Pokemon known for swimming along the waterways. Actually, Lapras had two types. It was a water type too.
Hello, are you that same Charizard that fought with the Squirtle Squad?
Yep, that's me. Please don't tell me you want to get revenge for your fellow water types.
Not at all. I'm glad that someone is teaching them not to mess with other types of Pokemon. That kind of thing gives us water types a bad name.
Well, that's a relief. Good to know there are water types out there who don't listen to Blastoise.
Blastoise doesn't even consider me a true water type because I'm part ice type. I get bothered by those Squirtles too.
So sorry. Come to my base. It's welcome to all types of Pokemon. I returned to the base with Lapras and let them settle in. I decided I should make the base more inviting to outsiders, so I harvested some wool for my sheep and placed down some decorative banners. As soon as I was done, Bulbasaur ran up to me, looking panicked.
Zozo, quick! It's the Squirtle Squad! They're attacking other types of Pokemon again!
From day 32 to day 35, I ventured out into the alien fields to find the Squirtle Squad and stop them from causing trouble. I recognized the area as near the campfire where we had met Flareon many days prior. Oh no, Flareon, he's probably in trouble.
And so are you!
A bunch of Squirtles jumped out to attack me, but I managed to fend them off with my iron sword. Afterwards, I saw Flareon getting hit with attacks from other members of the Squirtle Squad.
This'll show you, Flareon! Squirtle Squad for life!
The Squirtles attacked again and destroyed Flareon right before my eyes! Flareon, no! I blasted the Squirtle Squad with fireballs and cut the rest of them down with my sword. If I see any more of you Squirtles on the Squirtle Squad again, I'm fighting you right then and there. From day 36 to day 39, I was in the Black Forest when I met a Caterpie, a friendly bug-type Pokemon who was crawling along through the tall grass.
You startled me. I saw your wings and thought you were the flying-type Pokemon who had been attacking me.
Charizard is a flying type as well as a fire type, but this one doesn't mean you any harm. Honest.
That's good. It seems like Pokemon like me always have to worry about Pokemon of stronger types. Do you understand how that feels?
I do understand, Caterpie. Take me to this flying-type bully of yours so I can settle the score. Caterpie showed me to a clearing in the forest where a Pharaoh was swooping around. That must have been the fire type he mentioned. The Pharaoh turned towards me and charged right at me. I shot a few fireballs at the Pharaoh, defeating the bird in a single attack. I returned to Caterpie and told him that he wouldn't need to worry about Pharaoh anymore.
Thanks, Zozo. I knew I could trust a Charizard, even if you are a fire and flying type.
Why's that? I know I'm nice, but still, how did you know you could trust me?
Because everyone knows Charizard is a heroic Pokemon who defends the weaker Pokemon from danger. You're a hero, Zozo.
I'm glad everyone thinks so highly of me, but being a Charizard doesn't make me better than anyone else. Is that what Blastoise thinks? From day 40 to day 43, I went back home to the base to check in with Bulbasaur about what we should do next regarding the Squirtle Squad. When I arrived, I noticed that Bulbasaur had added a bunch of couches to the base in order to make it look nicer. What's all this for, Bulbasaur?
I'm inviting another Bulbasaur to the base so we can talk about Flareon. I wasn't the only other Bulbasaur he was friends with.
Of course, you can have another Bulbasaur visit. I didn't know Flareon for very long, but he was a good Pokemon and had lots of friends. What happened to him wasn't fair.
The Squirtle Squad has crossed a line that we can't forgive. If we don't fight them, there will never be peace between different types of Pokemon.
You're right. We have to make it impossible for them to hurt any other Pokemon. Bulbasaur and I talked for a while longer before the other Bulbasaur showed up. I could tell the grass types wanted to be alone for a bit, so I went outside. There, I was greeted by Lapras.
Hey Zozo, have you decided to take on Blastoise and the Squirtle Squad now?
Yeah, the hate in some Pokemon goes too deep. And sadly, fighting might be the only way.
If you've chosen to fight, then you should know there are other water types that follow Blastoise's scary beliefs. There is a Gyarados back in the Crag Gardens who is particularly nasty about it.
Then I show him a thing or two. If he listens to reason, I'll spare him. But if not, I'll do whatever it takes to keep other Pokemon safe. From day 44 to day 49, I went to the Crag Gardens to seek out the nasty old Gyarados that Lapras mentioned. If Blastoise was gathering together water types to gang up on and hate other types of Pokemon, then I'd need to act quickly before he convinced too many of them. Sure enough, there was Blastoise himself. It was like he knew I'd show up here. Blastoise! I'm through letting you get away with trying to divide everyone.
I'm not the problem. Charizard's like you are. Lapras must have told you I have friends out here, the traitor.
Lapras was just trying to keep you from brainwashing more innocent water types into hating fire types. And now, your Squirtle Squad has destroyed one of my friends. Take responsibility!
No, you're a Charizard, not a Blastoise. You don't know how easy you have it. And now I'm gonna make sure you never will. Starmie, I choose you.
Blastoise withdrew from the area, leaving behind Starmie, the water and psychic-type starfish Pokemon, to face me.
Bring it, Cheapazard. You are no match for my dazzling water-type moves.
That's what you think. I'll teach you to judge me by my type, Starmie. From day 50 to day 53, I started my struggle against Starmie. This was the first time I had faced off against a fully evolved water-type Pokemon, and as I expected, it was tricky. But even so, I refused to back down in the face of one of Blastoise's followers.
Why aren't you dead yet? I thought you fire types were supposed to be pushovers for us water types.
Looks like you don't know as much about Pokemon as you think. Now check out my moves. I launched a few fireballs, then finished the job with my Fire Breath. After those fire-type attacks, Starmie was weak and unable to fight, so I decided to attempt to communicate with the water-type Pokemon. Why do you work for Blastoise in the first place, Starmie? Don't you know that he's hurting people?
Yes, of course I know that. But if I defied him, I'd be cast out by the other water-type Pokemon. I'm already part psychic, and that means I have to be loyal, or else.
But that's just living by his narrow view of what Pokemon types are, which you know is wrong.
Yes, I know. But what can I do?
You can run away for now. I'll deal with Blastoise, and then you can return to this land when there is harmony between types. Starmie understood and fled. But before they ran away, they dropped a diamond, which I could use to make a stronger weapon. I thought a bit more about how Blastoise and his beliefs were making the world a more difficult place to live in. Even other water types weren't safe. Onwards to Gyarados! From day 54 to day 57, I searched through the Karag Gardens until I found the Gyarados that Lapras had mentioned. Sure enough, Gyarados attacked me on sight with a water blast. It then bit me, so I drew my iron sword and hit back. It was clear that this Gyarados really didn't like any other type of Pokemon and just wanted to hurt me. So I showed no mercy! With a blast of my Fireball and a strike from my weapon, I took the flying water Pokemon down! When I got back to my base, Lapras was waiting to congratulate me for winning the battle.
Now you've seen how far Blastoise has gone to make others believe the same terrible things he does.
Yeah, all those water Pokemon, even the Squirtles, are just copying somebody they look up to. But his ideas have been hurting them by making them hurt others, and he won't take responsibility.
That's why you're going to have to stand up to Blastoise and show the world that he's actually a loser. You have to succeed where the last Charizard failed.
There was a Charizard that fought Blastoise before me?
There was, but even defeating his rival didn't remove the hate from Blastoise's heart. Pokemon like him are never happy, even when they succeed.
I had no idea how crazy this whole thing was. Blastoise is the worst! From day 58 to day 62, I expanded the farm so it could hold even more sheep. Down below in the mines, I used my iron pickaxe to dig out some diamonds, which combined with the diamond that Starmie had given me, allowed me to craft a heckin' awesome new diamond sword. The diamonds I had left over went towards upgrading my pickaxe from iron to diamond. Once I was done mining, I saw that Bulbasaur had added a brand new fireplace outside. Whoa, Bulbasaur! You made a fireplace even though you're a grass type?
Of course! Hanging out with you and seeing how nice you are has made me totally unafraid of fire. Flareon would be so proud of me.
I guess the Pokemon who were living here had started to adapt to being around each other's types, so being comfortable around fire had become no big deal. The harmony between the types that we've been striving for feels closer every day. From day 63 to day 66, Vulpix came to visit me in the mine. She had a hint about a biome I hadn't yet explored.
The Dead Sea is home to a bunch of Pokemon I used to be friends with, before the Squirtle Squad chased me away.
You think we might be able to recruit any of your old friends?
I don't know. The Squirtle Squad is pretty unforgiving and might have already chased them away, or worse. But you should try anyway.
I went to the Dead Sea and looked around, but at first, there didn't seem to be any Pokemon there. Then, I heard a buzzing noise from behind me.
I have finally found you.
I turned around in shock and saw a bug-type Pokemon, Butterfree, flying in the air. Do you know Vulpix?
Huh? Who's that?
Okay then, this is about me. Are you an enemy?
What? No, Zozo, it's me, Caterpie. I evolved into a Metapod and then a Butterfree.
Oh, good to see you. I've been so on edge lately that I guess I was expecting a fight.
You're right to be careful around here. I've heard Blastoise's base is here in the Dead Sea somewhere. I was looking for it so I could help you out.
Well, thanks, Butterfree. I guess I can help you find it while I'm here. From day 67 to day 70, Butterfree and I explored the Dead Sea for any signs of Blastoise and his Squirtle Squad. I appreciate that you remembered me, even after you evolved, Butterfree.
You saved me once, and I didn't want to see another Charizard get absolutely washed by Blastoise. This time, you'll win and prove him wrong.
Like I always say, I'll do my best. We continued through the Dead Sea until we encountered a wild Eradicate, a normal-type rodent Pokemon with an abnormal need to Super Fang us into submission. But instead of running away, I used my Fire Breath to burn the Eradicate and scare him off. Yeah, run away! You don't want to fight us! There were so many Pokemon in the world that were quick to jump into a fight, probably because that's what they were used to. Pokemon battles are one thing, but all the fighting and hatred is getting us nowhere. A little bit later, Butterfree pointed out a military-looking fortress.
There it is! The Blastoise Fortress! I found it!
All right, Butterfree, well done!
This is as far as I'll go for now. Feel free to keep exploring, Charizard, but don't do anything reckless.
From day 71 to day 74, I decided to head back home to get prepared to face Blastoise while thinking about the Pokemon that had helped me make it this far. And all the subscribers like you that have helped me make it to 1 million subscribers. Remember to search ZOZO for more of my videos. Home isn't far now. Here goes. Kept on walking, but then my progress was halted by the sudden appearance of Blastoise himself.
Starmie failed to defeat you. I should have known that dual type was good for nothing.
Awful thing to say about one of your supposed friends. You're a real disgrace, Blastoise.
No, you're the disgrace here. Taste my water blast.
Blastoise hit me with a water energy blast, and it almost caused me to faint. No way! Am I still this much weaker than him?
That's what you get, Charizard. You think you're so popular, but I'm gonna make sure you face the same fate as the last Charizard.
I was still too weak, so I ran away as fast as I could. From day 75 to day 78, after my crushing defeat at the hands of Blastoise, I hid myself away inside the base in complete shame. That was my chance to take him on and prove in front of the whole world that his beliefs were wrong. If I couldn't defeat him, he'd still be out there, making trouble for other Pokemon, and fire types especially would get hurt because of me. I was still a crying Charizard when Lapras came to visit me to cheer me up.
It's okay, Zozo. Nobody expected you to be able to beat him on the first try. Plus, what's more important is the friendships we build with each other. That's the real way to stop Blastoise from winning. Come on, out of your room.
I listened to Lapras and walked outside to see the watchtowers that had been added to the base. Even now, the Pokemon who had come to live here were together to make it better. Thanks, Lapras. I just remembered what is really important. Sometime later, Bulbasaur handed me an item of mysterious power. What is this, Bulbasaur?
It's a lava bottle, but all of us here at the base made it stronger by adding our elemental energies to it. If you drink it, you'll be able to gain the power of our friendship.
Wow, I might even be able to evolve past my limits with this. I drank the lava bottle, and the power of friendship caused me to Mega Evolve into the mighty and unstoppable Mega Charizard X. I'm a Fire and Dragon type now. My Fireball upgraded even further into a Dragon Fireball, and I had 100 hearts to boot. From day 79 to day 84, I went through the Dead Sea with my new Mega form and fought against some pure Water-type Vaporeons who were loyal to Blastoise. The Dragon Fireball's power was many times stronger than the regular Fireball and hit with Dragon Energy, so it was effective against Water types too. Now this is the power of friendship. I'll be able to use this form to defeat Blastoise. I just know it. As I took stock of my surroundings, an energetic Electric-type Pokemon approached, Jolteon. Hey, nicely done. Those Vaporeons were not nice to anybody. By the way, I'm Jolteon. You might have met my brother Flareon. He was a good guy. Shame what happened. But hey, you'll do something about it, right? Right? Whoa, slow down. You talk so fast. But yeah, I'm looking to bring peace between the types by facing off against Blastoise. Oh wow, you're a good guy too, just like Flareon. Boy, that's just incredible. Flareon would have been so very proud. I hope so. A lot of people miss him, and I've been fighting this whole time to make sure what happens to him isn't going to happen again. That's excellent! Stupendous! Super duper cool! Here, take this diamond helmet. It'll guard your head from Blastoise's attacks. Jolteon gave me some diamond leggings, which I immediately equipped. This would come in handy in the next battles. Thanks, Jolteon. I consider you a friend. And soon, Pokemon of all types will be able to be friends. From day 85 to day 89, I went back to the alien fields to check in with the others at the base. I'll be so excited to hear that I met Jolteon. But when I arrived, things were not as I had left them. The wall and watchtowers had been damaged, and the Squirtle Squad was wreaking havoc inside of the base.
Yeah, Squirtles! Take down this place! Pokemon of different types shouldn't live together!
That's not true! This base is for everyone who wants to live here, regardless of type. I hit one of the Squirtles with a Dragon Fireball, taking him down with one hit.
Oh no, it's Mega Charizard X! We gotta get out of here, boys!
Where do you think you're going? I rushed at the Squirtles and used my Diamond Sword and Fireballs to hew through their ranks. A few managed to escape, so I followed them through the alien fields until they were nowhere near the base. Looks like the coast is clear. I better return to the base and make sure nobody was hurt. While I was walking through the fields, I noticed an incredibly rare Pokemon floating around in the air. No way! Is that? It was Mew, the mythical Psychic-type Pokemon that has almost never been seen before. Mew!
That's me!
Mew, the world is full of danger right now. I'm trying my best to bring harmony to the world, but it's really hard to change people's minds.
Don't worry, Zozo. I've been struggling with the same problem. I have the psychic power to talk to many people in their dreams, but I never know what to say.
Tell them this, Mew, that we should all try to be friends, no matter what type we are.
Yes, I like that. That just might work. I'll try to remind everyone what is the same, rather than what is different.
Thanks, Mew. From day 90 to day 94, I trekked back through the Dead Sea and got a better look at Blastoise's fortress. There were some formidable-looking cannons mounted on the side of the fortress that would probably blast me if I got closer. I could see Squirtle Squad patrols all across the base. But all that doesn't scare me. I'm gonna use my Mega Evolved power to bulldoze through anything in my way. A water Pokemon came careening towards my location. It wasn't a Squirtle, but it looked slightly similar, only larger and more warlike. So I ran away, but he caught up to me.
Attention! I am Commander War Turtle of the Squirtle Squad. I hear you're the upstart firebrand who is standing in the way of our glorious future.
What glorious future? All you guys do is make life harder for anyone who isn't you.
That's because water types are the best. We're strong, we're good swimmers, and we're the majority, so everyone should have to do what we want.
If what you want is to hurt others, then I can't accept your worldview. Game on, War Turtle. I hit him with my Fire Breath and drew my sword. His defensive shell would be hard to crack, but in Mega Charizard X form, I was fast and I was furious. I hammered him over and over again with melee attacks from my sword. From day 95 to day 97, I continued to chip away at War Turtle's health, but the water Pokemon was resilient. I could see his strength in battle was why he had become the commander of the Squirtle Squad. Well, that, and the fact he's completely bought into all of Blastoise's ideas about different types of Pokemon. War Turtle used a Water Blast. It wasn't as powerful as Blastoise's, but it was still super effective. He followed up with a combo of powerful melee attacks that had me barely hanging on. I guess I've got no choice. I have to use that move. I unleashed Dragon Fireballs, 4 of them. The dragon power caught War Turtle off guard and dealt enough effective damage to put him in his place.
Hey, that wasn't a fire type move. What a cheap trick.
It's a move I learned through the power of friendship. Someone like you who think a Pokemon's type is all they can be would never understand.
Whatever, Zozo. It's not gonna matter when Blastoise brings down the rain across the land and creates a world for water types and only water types.
You mean he's even willing to do that? I thought Blastoise was bad enough, but he really can't live in a world where anyone is a different type?
It'll be a perfect world. I wish I could have seen it, but I'll settle for that horrified look on your face. Goodbye, Zozo. Enjoy your last few days alive.
War Turtle passed on, but he was oddly proud of himself. It was sad that he had bought into his hate so completely, brainwashed until the end. Now that I knew what Blastoise was planning to do, I went to warn the others about the coming flood. On day 98, I said my goodbyes to my friends who were living on my base as I prepared to go and take down the Blastoise who'd caused all this trouble. First, Lapras.
You can do this, Zozo. Over these last 100 days, you've proven yourself to be a true hero. You will unite the Pokemon world.
And then, Vulpix.
You can heal the Great Divide, Zozo. I believe in you. You can right the wrongs of this imperfect world.
And finally, the first ever friend I'd met here, Bulbasaur.
Do it for Flareon, Zozo. It's what he would have wanted.
On day 99, I made my way back to the Dead Sea. I needed to conserve every ounce of my strength if I wanted to defeat Blastoise and his agenda of hate. But when I reached the outside of Blastoise's fortress, I saw a large gang of Squirtles. This was extremely bad news. If I fought those Squirtles, I'd lose energy and be weakened in my fight against Blastoise. Oh, this is terrible. I don't know what to do. That's when I heard a fluttering sound and saw Butterfree floating next to me.
This is where I may be of assistance, Zozo. You helped me, now I'll help you. Let me distract the Squirtles while you take on Blastoise. It'll all be worth it if you can bring peace to the land.
Thank you, Butterfree. I'll make sure that your risk won't be in vain. On day 100, Butterfree rushed in and distracted the Squirtles, while I entered the fortress and came face to face with Blastoise for the first time in quite some time.
Finally, you nasty little fire type. You've grown the courage to come and fight me. This is the final battle. Whoever wins will decide the fate of all the Pokemon in the overworld.
I'm not here to fight you, Blastoise.
What? This is impossible. It must be some kind of dirty fire type trick. You just want me to let my guard down so you can burn me to a crisp.
Don't be silly, Blastoise. Aren't you tired of all this fighting, all this hate? Haven't we both lost too many people?
But, I'm a water type. That makes me better. If I don't have that, what do I have?
You can have anything you want, Blastoise. You can decide who you are, not just what you are. We can all be our own people and be friends. You just need to let all this hate and pain go. Blastoise thought about it for a long moment before sighing.
I'm so sorry for everything I've done. Can you ever forgive me?
I can try, and you can try too. Come back to my base with me, Blastoise. We'll get it all smoothed over.
Thank you, Zozo. You haven't just saved everyone else, you've saved me too.
Just like that, the overworld was saved. Not with violence, but with kindness and understanding.
On day 1, I spawned in as a fire WHITERSTORM, a force of pure fiery destruction. Why am I so puny? I only had 6 hearts to begin with, but I knew WHITERSTORMs grew stronger by absorbing blocks and mobs. I tried to absorb some of the nearby blocks and grow bigger, but it didn't work. Maybe I needed to unlock that ability first. It also looked like I couldn't really fly yet. At least I'm immune to fire. The area I spawned into was a molten lava field that would be really dangerous for regular mobs. It was like home sweet home, but there was nothing to destroy. I didn't see any other WHITERSTORMs either, so I figured I had been left behind by the others while they went off to grow bigger. Wait for me, guys! I ran around looking for my friends until I saw something really strange. There was a snowy biome right next to this fire one. What's the deal? Everyone knows that fire and ice don't mix. I heard a growl behind me and saw a fire Cerberus looking really hungrily at me. Hey, WHITERSTORMs aren't nutritious! I hit the Cerberus, but because I was so small, the damage was nothing. I was losing hearts fast to its bite, so I decided to run away. I ended up running straight into a Vex that wanted a piece of me too. All of a sudden, Fireland doesn't feel that much like home. I jumped down into a lava pit and hid myself away. I knew they couldn't follow me because of my fire immunity, so I stayed there safely until the next day. On day 2, I hopped out of the lava pit and found some burnt out trees. It wasn't what I was expecting, but at least I could gather some wood to make my first tools. I've never seen a wither make anything before, but it's nice to be the first at something. These tools would probably burn up if I used them here, so I made my way towards that snowy biome that I saw the other day. On the border between the fire and ice biomes, there was a wide river with a strong current. If I try to cross that, I'll be put out like a campfire. I didn't have enough wood to build a bridge, so I followed the banks of the river to see if there was a place where it was safe to cross. That's when I noticed something small flying towards me from across the river. It was an imp with icy wings.
Do not cross this river. I'm warning you, Fireface.
That's rude. First of all, my name is Zozo. Second, why do you care if I cross it?
It's not me who cares. The Ice Meister is the one who doesn't want anyone from the Firelands coming over here.
I'm a WHITERSTORM first, and a fire creature second. I'll go where I want.
My warning still stands. There's a war going on, and Ice Meister plans on winning it.
A war between the creatures of ice and fire? That sounds heated and chilling.
Steer clear of it, Fireface. I mean, Zozo.
Thanks. I finished the day by mining some stone blocks from the side of the river with my new set of tools. On day 3, I started building a base on my side of the river with some stone blocks as the foundation. Whoever this Ice Meister guy is, he can't be mad at me if I don't leave the Firelands. I was still really weak for a fire WHITERSTORM and needed something to protect me from all the wandering mobs until I could unleash my full potential. I was betting that the mobs could sense my true potential, and that's why they were attacking me. Almost done putting up the walls, I'll be safe now. It turned out I spoke too soon, because a dread beast ran inside the base and started trying to infect me with its plagues. I pulled out my wooden sword and swung away at the mob. The wooden sword caught on fire as soon as I started using it. It felt good to be the one attacking for a change, probably because I hadn't gotten to do any actual destroying yet. With the final blow, the wooden sword got destroyed, but I downed the beast. Bye-bye, beastie. Hey, I wonder if I can use my absorb ability on it now. Come on, let's go! Absorb! The ability actually worked this time. The dread beast and a bunch of the surrounding blocks got added into my body. I had gotten way bigger, and my total number of hearts was 14 now. I had 3 tentacles now instead of none. I could make 3 times as many melee attacks now. The only downside was that absorbing more material into myself made part of my base disappear. I better be careful what I absorb in the future. I replaced the blocks that got absorbed and made sure to finish the foundation, and replaced my broken wooden sword with a new stone one. This one should last longer now. I plan to go and gather more stone tomorrow. On days 4 to 5, I went looking for more stone by the riverside. This time, I noticed that part of the river was frozen solid, like somebody had built a bridge of ice blocks over the running water. If I tried to walk on it, the ice would melt. But something told me the ice and snow mobs wouldn't have the same problem. I was right. There was already a taiga zombie on the fire side of the river.
How many times does the Ice Meister need to teach a lesson?
Hey, I've stayed on my side. Why can't Ice Master stay on his?
It seems you don't remember what you used to be.
What did I used to be?
You were the Ice Meister's greatest rival, the leader of all the fire mobs in this world. You almost melted all of the snow zone before he defeated you.
Whoa, I used to be the ruler of the fire side of the river? That's really cool. What happened that made me so small and weak?
That's not your business anymore. I'll destroy you before you become that powerful ever again.
The taiga zombie clearly wanted a fight, so I made sure to give it one. The zombie had only one weapon, and I had 3 tentacles and a stone sword, so he was quickly outmatched. I won! Now I'll absorb you too. The absorption didn't work this time, which probably meant that the ice mobs were totally immune. That was disappointing, but important to know. I finished off the zombie and gathered as much of the stone as I could before my wooden pickaxe broke. I went back to my base with the stone I gathered. If there really is a war, I need to get fortified. On days 6 to 8, I found some lost tentacles lying around in the Firelands. I wonder if these used to be mine when I was big and strong. The mysteries grow deeper. I couldn't attach them back onto myself, but I did know of another way to put them to good use. First, I had to gather sticks from around the burnt trees. Next, I upgraded my wooden tools to stone. This let me mine for a couple ingots of iron and gold beneath the Firelands. With access to both sticks, gold, and iron, I was able to craft a hook. Then, I combined the lost tentacles with my hook in order to make a tentacle grab. This special item would let me grapple enemies and keep them from getting away. It would be perfect for keeping mobs within melee range. Not long after I crafted the tentacle grab, I noticed a few ice mobs on this side of the river. They were ice piglins, and they were not happy to see me. Get out of here! Go tell Ice Meister that I survived, and I'm going to become big and strong again. They started moving towards me. Time to test out my new weapon. I quickly struck down the first mob, and then the second. I then snared the ice piglin with a tentacle grab and pulled him in for a tentacle beatdown. Bet you weren't expecting that. Those old lost tentacles were good for something after all. The piglin was defeated. Ice Meister would have to do better than that if he wanted to eliminate me for good. And next, I was going to strike back. It was time to see what this snowy biome was all about. On days 9 to 10, I gathered as much stone as I could find and built a sturdy bridge over the river. Now I can cross over to Ice Master's side of the river and see what I'm up against. The snowy biome had tons of materials that I had never seen on the fiery side of the river. There were blocks of lapis, and the polar bears dropped some pelts, which I used for decoration on my base. I continued through the tundra, seeing all sorts of wonderful things along the way. This was a nice area. It would be a shame if I had to burn it all down. That's when I saw him, Ice Meister. Memories of the last time we fought came flooding back to me. I was a lot bigger than I am right now when I lost to him, but it seemed like he used some kind of enchantment on me. I had to find out more. I approached Ice Meister confidently. Remember me?
It can't be. You're the Fire WHITERSTORM from across the river.
That's right. And you're going to stop sending ice mobs into the Firelands, or we're gonna have a problem.
Pathetic little puff of smoke. I'll let you live just this once, but only because I've already sealed your power away.
I didn't know what he meant, but I had the feeling he wouldn't be so understanding if I stuck around. I turned back towards the river so that I could make my way home. When I got to the stone bridge, I noticed a brown bear halfway over the bridge.
Oh, hey, don't mind me.
Please, don't tell me you're another ice mob invading my territory.
Me? Not at all. I'm trying to get somewhere warmer. Are you from the Firelands?
Actually, I used to be top dog over there. I'm Zozo the Fire WHITERSTORM.
I'm Reginald. All the other bears like the cold, but I'd rather be in a nicer climate. Everywhere Ice Meister goes, he freezes the terrain and starts building cities made out of ice.
Well, then you'll be right at home in the Firelands. It'll always be warm there. On days 11 to 12, Reginald and I returned to my base on the fire side of the river. I soon made an extra room for him with a sunroof so he could get the most out of the pleasant weather. After that, I went to mine for more iron with my stone pickaxe. Because of all the lava, the Firelands were rich in obsidian, which I could gather later. It's a sturdy material that would make my base stronger. But before I could get enough ingots, I was ambushed by a wildkin. It did a ton of damage with a single attack. Ow, my heart! I couldn't get any further into the iron mine with that mob down there, so I ran back above ground. I have to unlock more of my former abilities. What else do WHITERSTORMs do? I concentrated as hard as I could on one of the nearby magma cubes. With some effort, I was able to fire a Wither Skull projectile. The mob was destroyed in one hit. Wither Skulls, that's it! The Wildkin would take more than a few Wither Skull attacks to be defeated, but I could at least weaken it before it got close. I went back down into the iron mine and put my plan into action. The Wildkin was waiting for me, so I wasted no time blasting him with 3 Wither Scrolls. Now I could fight at close range without worrying about getting worn out. The Wildkin's claws were still doing damage to me, but I had 3 tentacles, so my attacks were much faster. Once I beat him, I crafted an iron pickaxe and mined the obsidian from the surface of the Firelands. This obsidian will look great on my base. I was right. The obsidian made a perfect addition to the outer walls. My base was becoming a real fortress. On days 13 to 15, I started to remember more of what happened back when I was a fully grown Fire WHITERSTORM. I was huge and absorbing everything in sight. I remember the terrain being covered in ice, but unlike the snowy biome next door, it was the middle of the ocean. I must have been able to fly here from the Firelands. Down below, I saw Icemeister. He was slightly smaller than the present day, so this must have been its younger self. You're not so tough. Move aside, Pipsqueak.
I won't let you destroy my home.
He sounded really upset, and from the look of things, it seemed like I was the one who had attacked first. I saw Icemeister hold a black block, and it began absorbing me. No, impossible! My destructive power!
Your true form is sealed now. It will never escape this enchanted block.
I fell down to the ground, a tiny and weak version of what I used to be. I'll be back one day! Icemeister called some other snowmen to put me on a block of ice, which floated away from this land and down the river to the Firelands. Back then, the Firelands were on both sides of the river. The dream ended there. It seemed like Icemeister just wanted revenge because of what I did, but he showed mercy to me the last time I was there in spite of that. I can't believe I used to be the bad guy. I should just leave the ice mobs alone from now on. That might be the only way to make up for all the destruction I caused when I was big. On days 16 to 19, I decided to tell Reginald about the memories I was having. I felt really bad about what I did, so I needed to talk to a friend. I thought Icemeister was the bad guy, but it turns out I made him that way because I bullied him and melted his home.
That is a lot. Have you thought of saying sorry and trying to do something nice for him?
I might have messed up too badly for that. There's no way to undestroy something.
Being sad about it won't fix the problem neither.
You wouldn't get it. I ran away from the base, leaving Reginald behind. He was better off without me anyway. I was a destructive bad guy, and he was just a regular bear. How could he understand what I was feeling right now? While I was out wandering the Firelands, I saw a village under attack by taiga zombies. Oh no, I have to help! Without even thinking, I raced to the aid of the villagers. The zombies were easier to defeat this time, now that I was bigger and I could clear out several at once. The villagers cheered as I drove the last of the ice mobs off. Their home was saved, and I actually felt good. The Firelands were attacked because of me, but I'm going to save them anyway. I can't change the past, but I will stop this war and save my home.
Thank you, Zozo. We were hoping someone would protect our village from the ice mobs, but we never expected you would return to save us.
I'm back, and better than ever. The villagers brought a large stack of blocks out of their houses and set them down in front of me.
We were storing these blocks for you to absorb, so you could become strong again.
You're not afraid of my true form?
No way! You were always nice to us fire mobs, and with you around, nobody messed with us. Go on, absorb those blocks.
I did what the villager said and became an even larger Fire WHITERSTORM. My total number of tentacles was 5, and I had 3 heads now. Hi, hello. My armor and hearts were both increased too, with iron level durability and 25 hearts. I was really starting to resemble my old self. In a good way, I hoped. Do you villagers know anything more about how I used to be?
We do know one thing. The legendary block that contains your true form was hidden away by Icemeister after he defeated you the first time. If you can find that, you'll be back to full power in no time.
Full power! I like the sound of that. Even though taking my old form could make me a bad guy again, I decided to find the sealed block anyway. If I'm going to end this war, I may as well be prepared to do whatever it takes. On days 20 to 22, I went back to the base so I could apologize to Reginald for running away. I found him outside the base, fending off some polar bears.
It's over, Reginald. You're coming home with us.
No, this is my friend's base, and I'm protecting it until he comes back.
You're a fool. We were right to kick you out of the Polar Bear Club.
I ran over to help. Reginald, I'm back. I'm so sorry I yelled at you.
Oh, it's the Firestorm. Retreat.
The polar bears ran away in fear in the sight of me.
Thank you, Zozo. I'm glad you came back.
What are friends for? Now that the base was safe from the ice mobs, I started laying the foundation for a statue. I would need a lot of obsidian, so I got to mining as much as I could. With my pickaxe, I diverted part of the river into the Firelands to create even more obsidian where the lava was flowing freely. This also let me improve the base with a moat that even the ice mobs would have trouble crossing. I made sure to give it a drawbridge, and I filled it with lava. That should be enough obsidian to get started. What do you think I'm building? Also, subscribe to Zozo if you want to see more of my adventures. On days 23 to 26, the base was attacked by more ice mobs. Those polar bears who bullied Reginald must have told Ice Master where I was. There was a whole pack of frost stalkers trying to get in. They were some strong mammoths, but fortunately, they weren't the kind that were clever enough to open doors. Thanks to the blocks I absorbed in the village, I was big and strong enough to give them a real thrashing. The last one to be defeated dropped their pelt, which I used to craft a frost stalker cloak. With this, I could disguise myself as a frost stalker and infiltrate the snowy biomes. I traveled over the stone bridge and into the cold forest where the frost stalkers lived. The cloak's disguise worked like a charm. I could tame the frost stalkers and have them keep other mobs out of the forest. The trees here were made of spruce wood, which couldn't be found in the Firelands. I should take some home with me since I'm here. I would have stayed longer, but I was worried about being discovered by the Ice Meister. I went back to the base and built myself a fireplace that would put the spruce wood to good use. When I went back outside, I saw a fire elemental hanging outside the walls of the base.
Excuse me, is this where the resistance is?
Resistance?
You know, the resistance against Ice Meister and his army of ruthless conquerors. Some villagers told me that the fire WHITERSTORM was coming back. Is that you?
Yep, that's me.
Oh wow, I'm your biggest fan. I wanted to join up with you and help save our home.
You're a fan of me? Wow, I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I'll let you in. It's safer inside of the base.
Sweet.
I added a room made completely out of obsidian to the base for the fire elemental to live inside. On days 27 to 31, I had another vision, but this time it wasn't from the past, but from the present. I could feel my sealed destructive power calling out for me from inside the enchanted block. It seemed like it had been locked away inside of some kind of underground vault. I didn't get to see the outside of the chamber, but my best guess was that the entrance was somewhere in the snowy biome. I went to the stone bridge in order to cross, but saw that it had been destroyed while I was away. That must have been the Ice Meister's doing. It looked like the mob who did it was still there. A ferocious yeti that was bigger and badder than any ice creature I had faced yet. It snarled and charged at me. You may have wrecked my bridge, but I'm a lot tougher. I launched a wither skull at him before hitting him with the tentacle grab. The yeti attacks were strong, but so were mine. After fighting the big lug for a bit, I let go of the grapple and pushed him into the river. The fast-moving current washed him far away. I jumped over the gaps of the bridge and made it to the other side. On days 32 to 35, I came across a village of icemen. They'll probably attack me if they find out who I really am. I'd better blend in. I used the Frostwalker cloak in hopes that they'd think I was just a mammoth passing through. It didn't really work.
It's the leader of the fire mobs.
Darn it, there goes that plan.
What do you want with us?
Don't be afraid, I'm not a bad guy anymore. I just want my powers to be unsealed. Do you know where the Ice Meister is keeping the block?
I can tell you that it's not anywhere in the Snowlands. Ice Meister didn't want you to invade us looking for it.
I'm not invading, I swear.
Like we'd believe you.
It wasn't on this side of the river. That was bad news on its own. It was even worse because the villagers were really scared of me. I figured I might as well leave, and then Ice Meister showed up.
What's this, Iceman? Are you seriously being friends with a fire mob? That's not cool.
No, Ice Meister. It's the leader. The fire WHITERSTORM you sealed away.
That's even worse. I should have you all frozen for this betrayal.
Hey, don't blame them. I'm the one you want.
And you, I told you I'd only spare you once.
Then come and get me. Ice Meister started chasing me, so I ran away from the Iceman village back to the river. Thinking quickly, I took a risk and jumped in. The water would deal damage to me, but I had enough hearts to withstand it now. I had gotten away from the Ice Meister, but the current took me for a ride. That was until I hit an ice bridge further down the river and was able to swim back to shore. It was the Icemen. They had come to save me.
Thank you for distracting Ice Meister. He's gotten really angry lately, and he's obsessed with war. You protected us, so I guess we misjudged fire mobs.
No sweat. Come on, follow me back to the base. On days 36 to 39, I made some big changes to the base so the Icemen who were staying here wouldn't be too uncomfortable with the heat. I carefully made a big pool filled with water for them to cool off. You can never have enough water fun. Well, I can, but you guys have a good time.
You got that right.
Now that you're all here, why don't you tell me more about that block that contains my true form?
Ice Meister said he hid it in a place that is neither fiery or icy. A pasture with a balanced climate and huge fields of crops.
It sounds like there wouldn't be any war happening there.
Yeah, wherever it is.
After talking to the Iceman, I did some more work on my statue. I've moved past the foundation, and it's starting to take shape. Do you know what it could be? On days 40 to 43, the base was visited by a friendly dragonfly.
Salutations! I've heard that you're trying to take the fight to the Ice Meister.
You heard correctly.
All right, it just so happens that I know about a way to upgrade your Wither Skulls.
Oh, tell me!
There's an ice mob outpost upriver from here, where they're keeping the power-up, which will turn your Wither Skulls to blue Wither Skulls. It's guarded by a goat centaur archer, so be careful.
I followed the dragonfly's advice and went to the outpost. As soon as I got there, the archer started opening fire. I avoided the arrows and struck back with my Wither Skulls. Kablam! I'm a pretty good shot. Inside the outpost was the blue Wither Skull power-up. I absorbed it, and my projectile attacks became twice as strong. These blue ones do serious damage. I felt the call of my sealed self further upriver, so I decided to trust that feeling and keep going. On days 44 to 49, I was astounded by how beautiful the biome around me was. There were crops growing everywhere, and the grass was lush and green. So this is what the world would look like if fire and ice weren't fighting? There were still dangers out here. A whole pack of coyotes tried to eat me, but I was too spicy. That's a fire joke. The coyotes turned away from me and ran back into the field of crops. I saw them a couple seconds later chasing a poor scarecrow.
Help! Help! If only I had a way out of this mess!
Hang on, I'm coming! I ran in and smacked the coyotes with my sword, scaring them off. Why were they chasing you? I thought coyotes ate meat.
They're vegetarian coyotes, and most of my body is made out of vegetables.
Oh, glad I could help.
I'm Straw Bastion. Feel free to make yourself at home. There are plenty of crops here, all nourished by the magical power source we keep underground.
This magical power source wouldn't happen to look like a black block, would it?
Oh, I've never seen it personally. All I know is that it has a great fiery power which can keep the ground nice for cultivating crops.
That has to be my sealed form. On days 50 to 53, I followed Straw Bastion as he showed me around his peaceful land. I was keen to get my hands on my true form, but I didn't want to scare him since he seemed like a nice guy. Has this place always been so peaceful?
There isn't any great war, if that's what you're asking. But we do have our own problems.
Like what?
Look around. All this delicious food and nobody to eat it. Every season, so much of it goes bad because the people in the surrounding lands don't come to visit.
Well, I'll make sure that changes.
That reminds me, there's another traveler here.
Oh, how nice. Do I know them? Turns out I did. The Yeti who broke my bridge jumped out and attacked me. He must have swam all the way back up. Let's finish what we started. I grappled him and we began to fight. Straw Bastion got scared, so he ran away. I wanted to go check on him, but I had to teach this Yeti a lesson first. Don't break people's stuff! I hit him with my Wither Skull and the Yeti was no more. After the fight, I looked around for Straw Bastion but couldn't find him. I guess I'll come back later. I was walking home when I ran into another vegetable person. This one had a tomato for a head. Wait, are tomatoes fruits or vegetables?
What's it to ya?
Sorry, I'm just looking for the legendary enchanted block. How do you get to it?
You gotta dig for it, but you'll need better tools than that. There's a garden shed nearby with a strong shovel you can use.
I took the Tomato Man's advice and found a diamond shovel inside of a nearby abandoned shed. The shed was too small for me, so I used my tentacle to pull the shovel towards me without damaging the shack. On days 54 to 57, I told everyone at the base about the peaceful fields upstream. All the fire and ice villagers were excited about all the food there and wanted to visit. To make the journey easier, I made rowboats out of the spruce wood. While I was working, Reginald came outside to join me. He said he wanted to ask me something. What is it, buddy?
I wanted to mention something about this place with all the vegetables.
Doesn't it sound amazing?
It does, for everybody else. But bears don't eat greens. We prefer fish, and lots of it.
Oh, I get what you're saying. You want me to rustle up a source of fish so that you can have your favorite food too.
Yeah, as long as it's not too much to ask.
You've got nothing to worry about, my friend. I decided to go fishing, but not with nets or fishing poles. I dug a gigantic hole in the ground. It was big enough to be a pond. Just add water. Reginald would have all the fish he needed right here at the base.
Thank you so much. Here's a weapon I think you could use. Like you, it's a destroyer.
Reginald handed me a powerful braking weapon. My excavations would be a lot easier with that bad boy in my arms. On days 58 to 62, the statue was really starting to come together. You could almost guess what it was going to be. A new wave of ice mobs suddenly broke through the base's defenses. There were ice piglins, frost stalkers, and even new enemies I hadn't seen before. Who let them in?
Zozo, help!
I saw Reginald being attacked by those polar bears again. Thinking quickly, I put on my Froststalker helmet and sent some of the Froststalkers to deal with them. Reginald and I ran away to another part of the base together. When we were there, we saw that the fire villagers and icemen were fighting. Hey, break it up! What's going on here?
I knew we couldn't trust the people of the Snowlands.
You're the ones who couldn't accept us.
Enough! I shouted loudly and got everyone's attention. I probably scared them, but at least they stopped fighting. Stay here and don't hurt each other. I'll go deal with the enemies outside. Reginald, you're in charge.
Yes, sir.
I left Reginald and the villagers in the safe place behind my house and fought back the ice mobs single-handedly. There was one friend I hadn't seen in there, and I was becoming worried. Come on, Fire Elemental, where are you? I discovered him at the drawbridge, surrounded by ice mobs. They had already depleted most of his health by the time I got there. I wanted to do something, but it was too late.
Sorry, Zozo. I thought we could win, so I called for a battle.
It's okay, I'm here now. We'll win.
Oh, good. You can do it, Zozo.
With that, the fire elemental faded away. He had been so brave, and unlike me, he wasn't coming back from this. This was Ice Meister's fault, and he was going to pay. On days 63 to 66, I went to the Snowlands and tried to convince the local creatures to stop the war. This battle is between Ice Meister and myself. None of you need to get involved. If you don't want to fight me, there is a place at the top of the river with plenty of food and no war. If you stay here, Ice Meister will force you to invade the Firelands. A few of them seemed to listen and started heading upstream, but one ran out of the crowd of snow creatures and attacked me.
For Ice Meister, I will defeat you. You cannot be allowed to reclaim your true form.
He was strong, so I had to fight back. At least I wasn't picking on the weaker ones. Stop it! More fighting is not the solution.
It's too late. You already melted our home once, and most of the world too. How do you think the Firelands ended up burned and destroyed?
I did that?
Yes, you are the Fire WHITERSTORM. You are the true evil in this world.
Please, I'm going to be nicer. You don't have to do this. He wouldn't listen. I had no other choice. I defeated him with a blue wither skull attack. The other ice creatures ran away. I'm sorry. On days 67 to 70, I caught up with some of the other ice mobs that had gone to the crop field. At least they are safe. I saw some ruins in the distance and went to check them out. With the destroyer, I started to dig into the earth until I came upon a vault made of bedrock. Even the destroyer couldn't get through this, probably because of enchantments. I dug around more and found an entrance, but it was guarded. Somehow, this guardian seemed familiar.
I was wondering when you'd show up.
Who are you? And why do I feel like I know you? That's when I received another memory of the past. I saw myself as a fire WHITERSTORM raging across the land. I saw everything on both sides of the river get turned to ash and lava. By my side the whole time was my loyal pack of Cerberus mobs and their leader, Tartarus. The same Tartarus that was standing in front of me, guarding the entrance to the vault. Tartarus?
You remember now?
I don't understand. Why are you guarding the vault, buddy? My true form is inside of there, and I need it to defeat Ice Meister.
The only thing you need is to return home and give up on this quest for the legendary block.
I can't do that. People have gotten hurt because of this war.
People have gotten hurt because of you too. I'm here to stop you from becoming your worst self again.
Even if that means Ice Meister becomes my worst self instead?
Yes, even if that happens.
Then I'm sorry for what I have to do. As Tartarus and I began to fight, all of his special attacks started to come back to me. I avoided his breath weapon and his breaking claw strikes. I pelted him with wither skulls until we clashed head to head. You were really strong, old friend. Sorry again. I drew the destroyer and swung it at him, but he dodged and ran away. Rather than chase after him, I checked the vault for my sealed form. On days 71 to 74, I entered the room that had haunted my dreams. This was definitely where the block that held my true form had been. I said had been because it wasn't there now. Someone had taken it. I felt its call again from far away and realized immediately what had happened. Tartarus must have been keeping the block in his own inventory. He was really determined to keep me from returning to my full self. He's probably on his way to Icemeister right now to hide the block again. I didn't want to have to fight Tartarus again, but if he was with Icemeister, the two of them would be unbeatable at my current level. Dejected, I left the empty vault behind. On days 75 to 78, I asked the Froststalkers I had recruited during the Ice Mob attack what they eat. Like Reginald, the Froststalkers ate fish too, so I used the destroyer to make the pond bigger. All of them will have enough to eat now.
You've really made this place feel like home for me. Have this. I think it'll help.
Reginald gave me a book with an enchantment that could make me take no extra damage from water. Thanks, Reg. This will come in handy next time I cross the river.
You're welcome, pal. Well, aren't we awfully buddy-buddy?
Oh no, Tartarus!
Seems like you have a new best friend. I should have known you'd leave me behind.
Tartarus, where is my true form?
Doesn't matter. You're not yourself anymore. I'm going to end this bitter memory, once and for all.
He lunged forward. I drew the destroyer. Run, Reginald!
Be careful, Zozo!
The second battle between me and Tartarus began. I could still sense his moves, but he was fighting like I'd never seen him fight before. It took everything I had to keep on fighting, until I struck him down at last.
That was a good hit. You weren't totally different after all.
Tartarus, why?
Listen closely, because I only have time to say this once. I brought Icemeister the legendary block, and he probably still has it.
That means I can get it back from him.
Yes, but pay attention. That sealed block has had its destructive energy reversed through enchantments. That's why all the plants grew so beautifully in that field above. They are all going to wilt away if you don't put it back.
But what about me? My power?
Looks like you'll have to make a difficult decision. I wish you luck.
Tartarus! Tartarus!
Hey, I'll still be there for you. Just absorb me, and I can help.
Okay, I absorbed Tartarus and grew even larger. I was close to a full-size WHITERSTORM now. I had 60 hearts and diamond-level durability. Thanks, buddy. I'll never forget my oldest friend. On day 79 to 84, I crossed the river without the bridge because I was too big to get swept up in the current. I took the forest route, saying hello to my friends the Froststalkers along the way. Hello.
Oh, hey there.
The voice came out of a nearby tree, or should I say, treant.
Whoa, I didn't see you there. Didn't mean to sneak up on ya. I'm the gardener of the field, and I've come to give this Icemeister fella a stern how do you do.
How do you do?
Doing quite well, thank you. Yourself?
I'm actually looking for Icemeister too. Believe it or not, we might be after the same item.
You mean the legendary power source that nourishes our crops?
Yep, I used to want to have it for a different reason, but I've decided it belongs in that vault where it can help people.
I like your thinking. You're not as mean and evil and scary as you look.
Thanks, I guess. I traveled together with the gardener until we saw a formidable fortress of snow and ice on the horizon.
I suppose that must be Icemeister's place. I would keep walking, but I'm pretty tired. You could say I'm bushed.
Same, and I have a feeling that he's not going to make this easy for us to get the block back. How about we return to my base for now and discuss strategy?
I like where your head's at, all three of them.
On days 85 to 89, I told the gardener of the field everything about my journey so far, including how I used to be a bad guy when I was the ruler of the Firelands, and how I was trying to stop the war.
Sounds to me like you've seen and done a lot of things since you first spawned into this world so long ago. Changing into a better person from who you were in the past isn't easy, but that's what growing up is all about.
If only I could make Icemeister understand that. I don't think he'll ever forgive me, and that makes me sad.
Well, to be honest with you, Icemeister and you might never be friends, but there's a lesson in that. You are a being of pure destruction who brings fire down upon the world, while Icemeister creates snowy landscapes and gives a sense of urgency to all the creatures he meets. You two are polar opposites, and this world needs both of you.
Okay, I sorta understand, but how do I stop him from creating war? I just want the mobs to live in peace.
I'll let you in on a little secret, Zozo. I was the one who enchanted that block.
Wait, you helped seal my powers?
Yes, and look how it turned out. Don't you feel free now?
I do, actually.
Well, there is your answer. Together, we will free Icemeister from his ambitions, and the war will come to an end. I'll enchant the new sealing block, but you'll need to gather the raw materials.
Done. On days 90 to 94, I searched high and low for as many emeralds as I could find. After that, I traveled to every village on both sides of the river that would let me in. Sorry, I know I'm scary. Little by little, news spread across the land that I only wanted to trade emeralds for bottles of enchanting. They started treating me like a regular guy, which I really appreciated, even though I was too big to get inside the villages. Throughout my travels, I gathered a whole bunch of bottles of enchantment and returned to the gardener.
These will do. Give me a few days and I'll have the seal ready.
Awesome! With some of the leftover enchantment bottles, I decided to give myself the fire aspect enchantment. It worked! My wither skulls had turned red and could now catch any enemy that they hit on fire. On days 95 to 97, I completed the statue. It had been a statue of TARDIS all along. I didn't even know that when I started building it, but I guess there are some things you never forget, no matter how much you change. My oldest and most loyal friend would now be remembered as a beautiful statue for all to see, and every time I saw the statue, I would remember him.
You've done all right, Zozo. Thank you for remembering me.
Tartarus?
Yep, it's me.
I heard his voice inside of my head. Okay, this is kinda really weird.
Don't worry, I won't be doing this all the time. Just wanted to tell you that I'm proud you chose to put the legendary block back where it truly belongs.
Well, some things are more important than getting back something you lost, or even being the most powerful fire WHITERSTORM in the world.
You'll always be #1 in my book.
Thanks, TARDIS. On day 98, I told the villagers that they could all go home if they wanted to, because very soon, there wouldn't be a war on either side of the river.
But this is our home.
Oh, right, I guess you fire guys can stay. What about you, Icemen?
We're not sure. There were so many great memories in this place. I don't know if we want to leave yet.
Oh, stay as long as you like.
Well, I'm definitely staying.
Of course, Reginald. I wouldn't have it any other way.
You're gonna go fight Ice Master soon, aren't you?
Yeah, buddy. It sure seems that way.
Do your best, okay? And come back safe. This base is not a home without you.
Of course I'll be back. Shortly after that, the gardener walked in with the new enchanted block we'd be using to seal Ice Meister's evil side.
Zozo, my boy, it is time. The sealing block is complete. We're going right now to the fortress of Ice Meister.
All right, let's go. I said my goodbyes to everyone at the base. This adventure is almost at the most exciting part, so soon I'll be saying goodbye to you too. But don't worry, we'll have lots of other adventures together. Subscribe to the channel and go watch some of my other ones after this. There are so many to enjoy, like the time I spent 100 days as a lava wither. On day 99, the gardener and I returned to the fortress of Ice Meister and found that it wasn't guarded at all. Where is everyone?
It looks like you've brought peace to this land after all, Zozo. Must have been all that traveling and trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, and most of all, he has no other mobs to fight for him. This is our chance! I blasted my way in and realized that I wasn't completely correct. There were traps everywhere that shot ice and snow at me and the gardener.
Oh, help! I'm not an evergreen tree. These cold temperatures are going to make my leaves fall off.
Just stay close to me. I'll keep you warm. A trap door opened up beneath us.
No, this is it!
No way! I jumped over the spikes and landed safely on the other side. Then I used my tractor beam to catch the gardener and grapple him to safety.
Thanks, you're using your fire WHITERSTORM powers for good. Never thought I'd see the day.
You're right, I don't have to be a bad guy, even though I'm fiery and scary. I can help people just the way I am.
Now you know, let's go get your true form back.
You mean you're letting me have the other block?
Sure, the field only needs one at a time, and you've had your turn. Now it's Ice Meister's turn.
I can't believe I'm going to be returning to my true form after all. This is so exciting! On day 100, the gardener and I came face to face with Ice Meister. He was holding the block that contained my true form. It's over, Ice Meister. Give back what you stole and we'll make this easy.
Easy? You think there's an easy way out of this? I don't think so. You're a fire WHITERSTORM, and you're bad to the bone. Your path of destruction won't stop as long as you still exist.
No, it stops now. I'm good, and I can prove it to you.
Zozo is telling the truth, Ice Meister. Why don't you call it quits? Our plants need that block.
You mean this block?
Ice Meister held up the block with my true form inside and absorbed it, becoming a terrifying new version of himself. As if that weren't bad enough, Ice Meister also spawned a bunch of other snowmen to attack us.
Seize them, little ones!
The gardener looked at me and held up the new enchanted block.
I'll fire the sealing spell up. You keep him and his minions busy.
You got it. I unleashed all my powers on the miniature snowmen. I made sure to clear all of them out first before facing off against Ice Meister.
You'll never defeat me, Zozo.
I already have. You thought absorbing that power you took from me would help you win, but destructive power like that should only be used responsibly.
And what would you know about that?
More than you'd think! We all get to decide who we are, and I've decided that this is my true form. As soon as I said that, I instantly grew back to full size. I had 180 hearts. Now the playing field was even. While the Ice Meister was distracted, the gardener finished charging his spell. Zozo, now, move! I dodged out of the way as a beam shot forth from the block. In an instant, it absorbed Ice Meister's evil form and left behind only a tiny snowball.
I'll get you for this.
Okay, but take your time. Maybe you could be the good guy this time. With the seal set in place, the gardener was able to save the crops at his field. Meanwhile, I went back to my base in the Firelands. It was peaceful for now, and I hoped that would last. Either way, it was a good day to be myself. On day 1, I spawned in as a fire spider. Oh cool, I got 8 legs and 4 hearts. But whoa, I'm not a regular spider. I'm a fire spider. That means I have to avoid water no matter what. I should probably look around. I started testing out my new abilities. I can jump high, run super fast, and climb up walls. Woohoo! Just as I was jumping from tree to tree, a swarm of tarantula hawks started to attack. Ah, where did you come from? Quickly, I jumped off of the tree and started running away. But these guys were fast. They even took out some of my hearts. Ouch, I need those! Realizing that I couldn't outrun these guys forever, I decided I needed to fight. I wonder if I have something that could help me fight these tarantula hawks. Just then, I looked into my inventory and saw I had an item, Web Shot. Throw at your enemies to attack or stun them. This should work! Quickly, I put this ability into effect and started throwing webs at the tarantula hawks. Whoa, this is awesome! I managed to bring down several of the tarantula hawks with my Web Shot until there was only one left. He quickly fled before I could take him down. Ha! And stay out, you flying fiend! I proceeded to look around a little more before I decided to call it a night. On day 2, I woke up hungry and decided to make my first web. I placed it in the tree and waited. Soon, I caught a fly. Tasty. Then I went and took a look around. I stumbled upon a hole in the ground and decided to check it out. Maybe I can find some more fire spiders here. Well, I couldn't find any more fire spiders. I managed to find some stone, but I couldn't mine it because it required tools. I better go get some resources. Just as I was about to leave, a bunch of badgers started to attack. Ah, hey, what's the big deal? These guys were tough, but I managed to fling web shots at them and managed to defeat them. They dropped some loot in the process. I picked up a stone pickaxe and sword. Oh, these will come in handy. With the pickaxe, I mined the stone and even found some iron that I could use for later. Wow, this hole is great! After checking to make sure there were no more badgers, I decided to set up camp in the hole. After clearing out some space, I set up a little place for myself, and even started to build other houses, just in case some more spiders were to come. On day 3, I climbed out of the hole and started gathering wood from the surrounding trees. Just as I was about to bring down one of the trees, I heard a noise.
Hey, stop that down there!
Suddenly, a pigeon flew down from the top.
What do you think you are doing?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know anyone was living in this tree.
Well, there is. You can't just go around destroying everything you see like some kind of barbarian.
I didn't mean any harm, I promise. He sighed.
Just be careful next time.
Just as the pigeon was talking, a falcon came out of nowhere and started to attack.
Oh no, not this guy. You better run, little fire spider.
Instead, I used my web to attack the falcon and knock him out of the sky.
Oh, thank you so much. That falcon has been attacking me and my friends for a long time.
You're most welcome. I'm always looking for ways I can help. Why was he attacking you?
He is a servant of the Lizard King, the evil ruler who enslaves animals with fear.
Oh no, that's terrible. This Lizard King sounds like he's a real handful to deal with.
My name is Percy, and I would be happy to help you with anything you need.
Thank you, I could use help. You know, I have a place that you and your friends can stay to keep away from falcons. It's underground and I'm still building it. Would you like to come?
Most of the time, pigeons don't like living underground, but that sounds like the safe idea.
On days 4 and 5, I helped Percy put together some houses for him and his friends.
This place is going to look great, Zozo. A safe haven away from the Lizard King.
You're right. I'm gonna have to see if I can get more critters out of danger. I also don't know where any fire spiders are.
Well, in the meantime, I will stay here and continue working. Before you go, I wanted to give you this.
Percy gave me some iron armor and a sword, made from the iron I had found earlier.
I thought it best for your journey. Take care, my fiery spider friend.
Thanks, Percy. I will return. Soon I was off to find the Lizard King, when all of a sudden, the tarantula hawk I fought on the first day returned with even more of his friends.
We shall have our revenge on you.
They all started swarming me with their stingers. Ouch, leave me alone! With the new sword, I managed to defeat most of the tarantula hawks, but the main tarantula hawk was heading right for me.
I will defeat you and take you to the Lizard King myself.
He was tougher to beat than the other tarantula hawks. I even took some damage from him. You may be strong, but I won't be defeated. Dodging his blows with my speed and jumping ability, I kept on striking him until at last he was defeated. As he disappeared, he dropped some bronze armor as well as a beaker of poison. If I'm going to come in contact with any more of the Lizard King's minions, I'm gonna need this. On days 6 through 8, I continued my journey to find the Lizard King. Along the way, I managed to find a village. Hello, anyone here? I went through all the buildings, gathering supplies where I could find them, but could not find anyone. How could an entire village just vanish like this? I started hearing what sounded like voices from one of the center buildings. Maybe there are some villagers still here. After following the voices, I discovered who was in the building. It was the Lizard King. He had on a huge crown and had big red eyes. Yikes, those are gonna haunt my nightmares. Gathering up what courage I had, I charged towards the Lizard King. Hey, why are you being so cruel to all the creatures of this land? They just want to live peaceful lives, free from bullies like you. The Lizard King looked at me with those red eyes.
The tiny fire spider who defeated my tarantula hawks. You will pay for your actions. Attack!
Then all of a sudden, the floor started shaking, and from out of the ground spawned a giant desert centipede. Uh-oh, this could be bad. The centipede was strong, it had over 20 hearts, and it was quick. It's a good thing I can jump and climb, or this thing would surely take me out. Then I remembered I had the beaker of poison and prepared to use it on the centipede. Just as I was about to use it, the centipede attacked and knocked the beaker out of my hand, shattering on the floor. Oh no! The centipede grabbed onto me, shaking me around with its mandibles and shaking the hearts out of me. This is not good. Just as I was about to lose my last heart, the Lizard King commanded he let me go.
That's enough. I still need subjects to rule. You really thought you could defeat me? Ha! Come back again when you are worthy.
That fight did a lot of damage to me, and all of a sudden, I blacked out. On days 9 and 10, I awoke to a different location. It looked like one of the houses in the village, only it was really damaged and there were webs on the walls. Ah, spiders! Oh, wait, I'm a spider too. I climbed around the damaged house to see if any more spiders were around. Hello? Any other spiders around here? Regular or fire type? Any will do. Or anyone? Preferably ones who don't want to squish me? I looked around a little more, and eventually I spotted what appeared to be a small, normal spider. Hey, where am I?
Oh good, you're awake. It's good to see you up.
Where's the Lizard King? Where's the centipede?
You fought the Lizard King and his centipede? It's a miracle you're still alive. When I found you, they were both gone. I was really worried you weren't going to wake up, but couldn't not help a spider in need. We brought you here to look after you.
We? Who's we?
Well, me and my brothers and sisters.
Brothers and sisters? There's more of you?
Oh yes, at least 700. We live in dark, shadowy areas near here, under the protection of Daddy Longlegs. Would you like to meet him?
Sure. Oh, and what's your name?
Marcy. I'm a jumping spider.
Indeed. Lead the way, Marcy. On days 11 to 12, Marcy led me to a secret passageway where we climbed down into a dark hall. Through the hall, we came upon the cave of Daddy Longlegs. It was surrounded by several different spiders of all different types and sizes.
Daddy Longlegs, here's the fire spider who fought the centipede. He is healed and wishes to meet with you.
Proceed, good spider.
I am Zozo, and I come to help fight against the evil of the Lizard King.
You are indeed brave, Zozo, but I am afraid the Lizard King cannot be defeated.
What do you mean? How can he not be defeated?
He controls the predators of the animal kingdom, forcing us spiders to live underground. Any attempt we have tried to fight against him, he takes out numbers of us. I'm afraid it's too risky for our survival.
I understand your concern, Daddy Longlegs, but we cannot keep living in fear. Someone has to do something. If nobody else will, then I will. But I know together we can do better, be stronger. Some of us might be squashed in a moment, but surely he can't stop all of us. Then I could hear Marcy cheering from the back.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Her cheering led to all the other spiders starting to cheer as well. Huzzah! Daddy Longlegs looked convinced and agreed to help me.
All right, Zozo, you have made your point. I will send some spiders to help you on your journey. Perhaps we truly can defeat the Lizard King.
3 spiders volunteered to help me on my quest. First was Taylor, a massive tarantula.
Yeah, dude.
Then there was Bruno, an orb-weaving spider.
Do you need a web? I got a web. It's a nice web. Did I tell you about my web?
This guy really likes his web.
Yeah, man.
Finally, there was Scarlet. She was a black widow.
I can turn anyone's life into a tragedy.
Well, I hope that will come in handy for us. Nice to meet all of you. Together, let's take this guy down. On days 13 to 15, we arrived back at my hole base. I didn't know how Percy and his friends were going to take there being more spiders, so I proceeded with caution.
Hello, Zozo.
Hey, Percy. Wow, you got a lot of work done. This base is looking even better than I thought it could. Thanks. I managed to convince some other birds and animals to come make this their new home. You've done great. Hey, I wanted to tell you something. Sure, what is... Oh, more spiders!
What are these animals doing here?
They look tasty to me.
Yeah, dude.
Before this tension was to become a battle, I had to calm down both sides. Listen, in order for us to defeat the Lizard King, we must stay strong together, no matter what species we are. Also, no eating the birds. Yeah!
Alright, sorry.
After that was over, I managed to get everyone working together to create a giant statue of our hero. I hoped it could be seen as a symbol of justice and goodness for all walks of life. Can you tell what we're building? On days 16 to 19, I got a chance to meet all the new members of the base. Hey, how are you? Good to see ya. Welcome. I even ran into some unexpected guests. Oh no, the badgers again!
Wait, we're sorry for attacking you earlier. We just didn't have any other place to go. We saw how you built this place, and your friend Percy said it was okay for us to stay.
So wait, we're all on the same team?
Yep, we're also really sorry for attacking you earlier.
It's alright. I guess I can understand you being scared of someone trying to harm you. Welcome to the base. I have said that no matter our differences, we've got to work together to defeat the Lizard King.
Thank you.
Just as I was going around meeting new people, I saw Marcy run in looking for me.
I am delivering gifts for you for your journey. These are from Daddy Longlegs.
Marcy presented me with a new silver armor and sword with a special ability, Poisonous Attack. What would I do without you and Daddy Longlegs? This will be great for my journey. Thanks, Marcy.
You're welcome. Say, this place is pretty nice. Do you think I can tell the other spiders about it?
Sure, it's not quite finished though, but maybe when I'm done you guys can come see it. There's a lot of you, so I've got to make sure everyone is really impressed.
Deal.
On days 20 to 22, Taylor, Bruno, Scarlet, and I were off to catch the Lizard King. On the road, Scarlet spotted some signs up ahead.
We should be careful. It looks like we are entering into the realm of the ants.
Ants? Are they dangerous?
They attack in numbers and can overwhelm any creature bigger than they are.
Even someone like Taylor?
Yeah, dude.
Well, then we will definitely be cautious. I can't imagine anything worse than being dogpiled by a bunch of creepy crawlers. We scoured around for a bit, when all of a sudden a giant zombie praying mantis arose from under the ground. Gosh, he must have been attacked by the ants. Those guys are vicious.
Yeah, now we gotta put him out of his misery.
Bruno started making a web net to trap the praying mantis in, and Taylor threw it over to the mantis, trapping him.
I think we got him.
Just then, the mantis started tearing his way through the web net. Don't worry, guys, I got this. I jumped toward the praying mantis and started using my new sword. Say your prayers now, mantis. Within a few strikes, he was finally defeated, and I felt something inside me start to change. I increased in size and even had more hearts. My attacks felt stronger too, infused with even more fiery goodness. On days 23 to 26, we finally got to the anthill. We need to be cautious. The ants could attack if we are spotted. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not interested in becoming a zombie fire spider today. Just then, a fireball flew overhead. It was the ant guards, and they were shooting at us with trebuchets. Ah, talk about fire ants! All of a sudden, Bruno started working on what appeared to be a giant slingshot. Oh, great idea! Scarlet had some TNT, as well as some flint and steel. We decided that would work perfectly for returning fire.
Bombs away.
We took out the trebuchet and sent the ants running into their hill. Way to go, team! On days 27 to 31, we decided to go inside the hill. Wow, these guys have been busy. Inside, we found a lot of cool items that I could use for the compound and the statue. Glowstones, I can use these. As we journeyed deeper into the caves, we saw a hidden message on the wall. Subscribe? That's not a bad idea, honestly.
Yeah, dude.
A little further, and we began to see what appeared to be a story by the ants.
Apparently, the Queen Ant was tricked by the Lizard King, and now he has a puppet queen acting for him.
That's terrible. These ants should not be under the control of a puppet ruler. We need to do something. All of a sudden, something occurred. Ants began to crawl out from the walls. Get back! I mean it! No matter how hard we fought, the ants were too numerous, and they captured us. On days 32 to 35, the ants led us to the deeper parts of the anthill. Where are you taking us? I kept trying to talk to them, but they would not respond. It was as if something was wrong with them completely. Hello, can you hear me? Eventually, we came to what I suppose is their throne room. The Queen Ant sat there looking sinister.
Spiders? How disgusting. You will make a fine specimen for the Lizard King. Though my children and I are getting hungry.
I'm getting pretty tired of creatures telling me they want to eat me. How about I give you something to eat instead? I looked up and I could see what looked like a chandelier made of glowstones. I fired a web shot at it and the whole thing started to come crashing down.
No, not the chandelier.
I fell hard onto the Queen Ant, squishing her.
Whoa, what a way to go.
On days 36 to 39, we began leaving the hill. The hill was even bigger than I remembered, as we wove through many different hallways. We got lost more than once. Man, how could one place look the same at every turn? When we finally decided on a place to go, more ants came toward us. If we couldn't get out, we'd be in real trouble. Stay back, we're armed!
Well, technically legged.
No, please don't hurt us, and we don't want to hurt you.
Okay, well then what is it you do want?
We are servants of the true Queen Ant. When you defeated the other queen, we finally freed her, and she wanted to thank you.
Well, that's very nice of her. I'm glad she's back on her throne.
Feel free to come back anytime. If you have any questions, please let me know.
I did have one question. How do we get out?
Oh, right. You go up, make a left, and climb out of the big hole in the top.
Okay, that seems simple enough. Thanks.
No problem. You can climb, right?
Spider.
Oh, right.
On days 40 to 43, we thought it would be best to get back to the compound and put these glowstones to good use. Percy was doing a great job building places for the new creatures finding out about this place.
If there is one thing we birds know, it is how to make a nest to come home to.
You're doing great, Percy. I also thought these could come in handy.
Glowstones, excellent. It was starting to look a little dark here.
Right away, we got to work using the glowstones to create light fixtures around the compound. I also made sure that these were built strong enough so that no one could get hurt if they were damaged. The last thing we'd want is for there to be another queen ant situation. No one likes to get smushed. When a spider builds something, it is made to last.
Also, when birds, badgers, and other wildlife chip in on the building, it definitely helps in the long run.
On days 44 to 50, I continued working on the statue. I'm really excited about this one and feel like it's coming along really well. Can you tell what the statue is yet? All of a sudden, I could see a little jumping creature appearing in the horizon. Marcy, it's good to see you.
Oh, Zozo, I'm glad I found you. I have terrible news.
Oh no, what's the problem?
The Lizard King attacked the spider base with an army of scorpions.
Scorpions? Really?
Yes, they are one of our biggest enemies.
That's terrible. I'm so sorry. I really didn't think he'd be bold enough to take on the entire spider nest at one time. I'm sorry I couldn't have stopped him from doing this.
So am I. I wanted to tell you so you won't have to have the same fate. Now we have nowhere safe.
Wait a minute. Why don't you all come live at my base?
Wait, really? Are you sure you won't mind all of us living with you?
Of course not. Besides, us spiders need to stick together. Plus, I've got plenty of room here. There's no limit to the amount of houses we can make for everyone.
Ha! I see what you did there. I better go tell the other spiders right now.
Quickly, I got started gathering more materials and supplies to start building for my new neighbors. I took a good long while to gather the stuff and start building, but it was all worth it. On days 51 to 53, all of the spiders arrived. Whoa, there sure are a lot of you. Welcome. Among the spiders appeared Daddy Longlegs, and I went over to greet him. Hi, Daddy Longlegs. I'm glad to see you're all right. You're all welcome here.
Thank you, Zozo, for doing this. You have given the spiders and many others hope.
It was my pleasure. The spiders sure are honored and lucky to have a protector like you.
Oh no, Zozo. I may have been their protector before, but you are their protector now. However, if you need advice, I will always be around.
I will definitely appreciate that. I know you've seen a lot of spiders in your day. I'd never be able to lead anyone as well as you have. Afterwards, I introduced Daddy Longlegs and the other spiders to the rest of the compound. They got along pretty well. I loved seeing everyone so happy to make new friends. On days 54 to 57, the whole compound got together to start building walls so no intruders could come in. When most of the building was completed, we decided we should celebrate the new compound community. Daddy Longlegs prepared to give a speech.
I am truly thankful that we can all live in harmony, thanks to our magnificent friend, Zozo.
Oh, guys, I appreciate that. While Daddy Longlegs kept speaking, no one noticed a group of scorpions sneaking up behind him. Daddy Longlegs, look out! But he didn't hear me, and one of the scorpions stabbed him in the back with a stinger.
Oh no, Daddy Longlegs!
The spiders began attacking the scorpions while I tried to lead Daddy Longlegs to safety. Just stay here, you're gonna be fine.
No, Zozo, it's time for me to go.
What? You can't go, it's not over yet.
It's okay, Zozo. Take care of them all for me.
I will. I stayed with Daddy Longlegs until the end. When I checked back, the spiders won the battle. Sadly, it was up to me to share the sad news. On days 58 to 62, the whole compound worked together to build a memorial for Daddy Longlegs. Rest in peace, Daddy Longlegs. You will be missed by us all. I promise I will do what needs to be done. While we were sad at the loss of our friend, we all realized we needed better fortifications. We spent a good portion of the days building up the walls and putting up watchtowers. I was so embarrassed that we were attacked when we thought we were safe. They should protect us, but I just wish I could have done more.
Don't go blaming yourself, Zozo. Nobody could have guessed what was going to happen.
To take my mind off of all of this, I went back to finish the statue. Maybe this could give us some more hope. Now can you tell who our spider hero is? It's the most famous web slinger of all time, Spider-Man, of course. Just as I completed it, Scarlet showed up and told me a messenger came to see me. We ran to the gate to see it was the ant from the anthill. Hello, what are you doing here?
We heard about your attack. We are sorry for your loss.
Thank you. It has been hard for a lot of us.
Our queen wanted to give you something for your loss, as well as your fight against the Lizard King.
The ant handed over a wrapped gift and told me to use it wisely. I couldn't wait to see what it was. I will definitely treasure this. Thank you, and thank your queen for me.
I shall, and you are most welcome.
On day 63 to 66, I opened the package to reveal a bunch of potions. Inside there was a health upgrade potion. I took it right away, and I gained 8 more hearts. I took a look at the other potions. Stinger Shock can cause your enemy to be paralyzed and allow you to either heal or attack. Boy, if I ever run into that centipede again, I am gonna use this. I met with my friends and told them that this would be my final mission.
Be careful, Zozo.
I will. I promise to return. We have lost too many friends for me to fail.
Good luck, Zozo. Go end this monster, once and for all.
Yeah, dude.
I said goodbye to my friends, and then I was off. All I could do was hope that I would see them again soon. On day 67 through 70, I journeyed off to find the Palace of the Lizard King. I first traveled toward the abandoned village where I first fought the centipede. I don't see him anywhere here. While I continued to look around, I spotted what appeared to be an ancient door. I wonder how long this has been here for. There was an inscription on the door that looked a little faded. I will with water when it rains. When sunlight comes, the water drains. To climb me is to achieve great gains. I quickly realized that it was a riddle and began putting it together. I got it! A water spout! The answer is a water spout! With this proclamation of the answer, the door cracked open to reveal a chest inside. I opened the box to show a full set of diamond armor and sword. I quickly put them to good use. Yeah, dude. I think I've been hanging out with Taylor a bit too much. On day 71 through 74, I traveled into the rainforest. Just as I was scurrying along the ground, a group of howler monkeys started throwing bananas at me. Oh, whoa! At least it's just bananas. One of the monkeys was huge. He must have been their leader. I started throwing web shots at him, trying to knock him out of the tree. You are not defeating me today! I managed to knock several monkeys out of the trees, forcing them to run away. The big monkey was the only one left. You might be strong, but you won't get me. With one last web shot, I knocked the monkey out of the tree and cornered him. Where is the Lizard King? Where is his palace? The big monkey gestured over in a direction. Afterwards, I went off that way. You know, that monkey looked kind of familiar. It was probably nothing. On day 75 to 78, I journeyed along until I came to a river. Uh-oh, it's my old nemesis, water. The river was way too wide to try and jump, and I didn't want to risk falling in, so I decided to build a bridge. I was halfway finished when out of nowhere, who was to turn up but the scorpions again. You guys, I'll make you pay for what you have done. I readied my sword and prepared to attack. This is for Daddy Longlegs. I charged at the scorpions and they leaped forward to attack me. They were strong, and I could tell they were trying to push me back into the water, but with my new armor, I could hold them off. I'll take you all on if I need to. Then I remembered I had the potion and quickly used it against the scorpions. Take this! The scorpions began to move slower, and I could see their attacks before they could make them. Block, stab, slice, gone! One by one, I took out each of the scorpions. I gathered a new item, Scorpion Tail, used to attack or intimidate enemies. Also can be used as a disguise. When all that was over, I continued making my bridge to get across the river. On day 79 to 85, I finally finished my bridge to cross the river. When I got to the other side, I found that the only way ahead was through a narrow ravine, but the entrance was guarded by 2 scorpions. Man, these guys are everywhere! While I could have attacked them, I remembered that I still had that scorpion tail in my belongings. I quickly put it on and approached them. La 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 la, just a disgusting scorpion out for a stroll. The guards didn't seem to mind and proceeded to let me through. Well, that was easy. While journeying, I wandered into an open field that looked pretty desert-like. Well, this is a weird place to put a desert. All of a sudden, I heard rumbling and could feel the ground shake. I knew right then what it was. Suddenly, the centipede bursted out of the ground, just like last time, and lunged toward me. It was time to take my revenge. Bring it on, leggy. That centipede was still fast and dangerous, but I was much more confident this time around. Oh, no you don't. I even used the scorpion tail to make a couple of hits, but it broke in the middle of the fight. So much for disguising myself again in the future. Take that, and that! Finally, I took out the potion again and used it for the finishing blows. I'm worthy enough this time. Prepare to be defeated. The potion worked, but the centipede was still quick. Furiously, I used everything I could to finally defeat it. Just then, I started feeling tingly. Ooh, I like this. I changed into a bigger and more powerful fire spider with even more hearts. All right now, Lizard King, prepare to meet your match. On days 86 to 90, I continued on my journey. I was feeling really confident until I realized I had just walked straight into quicksand. Oh, come on, who thinks of quicksand? Suddenly, I started thinking of ways to get out. All of a sudden, I could see Percy flying overhead. Percy, I'm glad you're here.
I can see that. How can I help?
Maybe you can pull me out, catch this chain, and start flying.
Good idea. Hit me.
I threw the line towards Percy and began flying, pulling me out of the quicksand. Oh, that was close. Thanks, Percy. What are you doing here?
I wanted to see how you were. You saved my life so many times before, and I guess I just wanted to repay you in some way.
Well, you definitely did that. If it wasn't for you, I would be in a really sticky situation. It can get risky at times, wandering around out here on my own.
You are definitely welcome, my friend. I will let the others know of your progress.
Just before he left, Percy warned me about something he saw while flying overhead.
Be careful. I saw what appeared to be a gang of bullfrogs coming in your direction. They must be heading to the palace of the Lizard King.
Bullfrogs, you say? Those things will gobble spiders up in one bite. I'll be sure to look out for them. Thanks again, Percy. Take care. On days 91 to 94, I finally ran into the bullfrogs. Wow, those guys are big. I didn't know bullfrogs could get that big. For the most part, they didn't seem to notice me. That's until one of them apparently spotted me and started shooting his tongue at me. Yuck! I don't need you tasting me. He was strong though. He even took out a couple of my hearts. If I didn't make a move, I was going to be one toasted bug. I can't just keep fighting this guy forever. I knew I had to outmaneuver him, so I jumped into a tree and waited for him to get bored. Luckily, he didn't seem to be the smartest of creatures, even though he was so tough. Serves you right. I didn't come this far to become a spider snack. On days 95 to 97, I followed the bullfrogs to the Lizard King's palace. They might have been strong, but they weren't very smart. They led me right to where I needed to go. Wow, this is gonna be a lot. As I got closer to the gate, I spotted a message written on the palace roof. Subscribe. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Be sure to subscribe and like this video for more content. I go on a lot of adventures and would love to have you follow me on them. I tried to get through the front gate when a horde of gecko soldiers started to attack. Out of my way. I got a king to fight. I smacked the heck out of them until finally they were all defeated. This guy really loved his amphibians. On day 98, I ran inside through the palace corridors to find the Lizard King. Wow, this place is pretty ornate for a lizard. Hey, that armor looks kind of familiar. Oh yeah, I almost forgot that I had an adventure as a knight. That was a journey. You guys should definitely go check it out when you are done with this one. Through different rooms, I would occasionally have to battle some of the gecko soldiers. Don't you guys have anything better to do? Despite looking all throughout the palace, I couldn't seem to find the Lizard King anywhere. I was getting disappointed and even losing a little bit of hope. I turned around and I could see what appeared to be the ghost of a long-legged spider. Daddy Longlegs, is that you?
Yes, Zozo, it is I. I told you that I would always be there to help you. Don't give up. You are so close to the end.
You're right, Daddy Longlegs. I must continue. I'm scared though. I'm just a fire spider and I don't know if I'll defeat the Lizard King.
You may be small, but you have the spirit of a giant spider inside of you. And it's time to let that spirit out. I'm going to grant you the power that made me so big.
Something started to happen. Magic energy filled the room and I felt myself changing once again. I transformed into a gigantic fire spider. I had so many hearts now. Thanks, Daddy Longlegs. On day 99, I finally landed in the throne room. The Lizard King sat on his throne with his big red eyes staring at me.
Well, well, if it isn't the itsy-bitsy fire spider who defeated my minions. Looks like you aren't so small now, but I bet you're still weak. Come to face me at last?
I will do what I must.
Then you will croak.
Just then, he flipped a lever, and the bullfrogs I had seen earlier came in. Oh no, not these guys again! Then I remembered I still had the potion, and was about to use it when one of the frogs grabbed it with its tongue. Guess I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Using my wall-crawling abilities and spider jumps, I dodged attacks from the frogs and gave them some damage. It looked like my attacks were superpowered with fire strength now. Soon, all the frogs were defeated, though I could swear I missed one. Now it's just you and me, Lizard King.
So be it.
He charged toward me with lightning-fast speed, giving me strong blows that did cause some damage.
You should not have fought against me, Spider. I am the Lizard King.
Oh yeah? And how do you taste?
What?
Just then, the last frog I thought I missed shot his tongue out, grabbed the Lizard King by the tail, and sucked him into his mouth.
No!
I became hesitant because I didn't know how the frog was going to respond. Hey, you're that frog I fought with earlier. I'm sorry for hurting you. Truce? The frog just looked at me, then suddenly spat up the Lizard King's crown. He croaked, then proceeded to hop away. Well, I guess that means truce. On day 100, I returned to the base to see everyone there, waiting for me. I told them all about what happened with the Lizard King.
Wow, I didn't even know frogs could eat lizards.
Neither did I. Guess you learn something new every day.
Zozo, I'm glad you've returned.
Yeah, dude. The Lizard King's defeated. Now we're free.
This would not have been possible without you, Zozo. Thank you, from all of us. Now we can go back to living our lives in peace.
And now we have a new home for spiders of all walks of life. Then there came a commotion at the gate. What's going on over there? Suddenly, a loud croak could be heard.
Frog!
No, wait, I think I know him. Turns out it was the frog from earlier, come by to say hello. I'm glad you could come by. Just one rule, no eating anybody. The frog agreed and I proceeded to introduce him to everyone. This had been quite the adventure.